this thing on, dogs? Hello?
What's up?
What's going on, people?
Attention. Attention. We are looking for the chick with big boobs. We are ready to do you now. Mic working? And is the mic working? Get it?
I see you have braces.
It looks
I
like
have
the mic
braces
is
too.
hardly working.
Yeah. So people be patient. Sean will be on in about a half hour. So he's
How
finish up a few
exciting
things.
for us, huh? Like, we're moving on up. We had Brandon Hardison 2 weekends ago from Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. And now we're moving on up. The more clout we get, the higher up we go, huh?
Beans don't burn at the kitchen. Beans don't burn on the grill.
Took
Right.
a whole lot of
You had a
Chirelli.
lot of soul in your voice just then, my friend.
Hey, Keith. There's the
All
man.
right.
What's up, Keith?
Hey,
Frank
remind
Phillips.
me what we have going on today. What's on our agenda?
Oops.
We got a jam-packed
Ooh.
show, don't we, Pat? We got
Yes, we do.
We got a jam-packed show. Got a lot going on.
Yes.
Yes,
We
we
might even
do.
get to talking about Halloween collecting pretty soon this time.
And we're getting within a couple weeks of ends. That's big. That's exciting.
Yeah, but today's what, the 25th? So you're looking at like what? I think it's like 20 days. Am I right? If I did my math
3
correctly?
weeks, yeah.
Approximately, yes, sir.
Approximately. Is everybody going to go see it that Thursday night? I would assume
Oh.
so.
Yeah, as soon as them tickets go on sale, we are going to the Palladium.
They're
Dickhead.
I thought you was going to hit up that Alamo Draft House with our ass.
Palladium's where it's at, man. You got to get that VIP. You gotta
Say
get that
word?
VIP. Yeah, man. It's up on the mezzanine.
What's up, dickhead?
Dickhead is in the house.
well, if they did in Chicago like they did last year with Kills, they had an advanced screening. If you with a couple radio stations, you could get tickets in advance. So I got to see it that Tuesday. So hopefully they're doing that again. I'll be on the lookout.
I'm hoping so. Yeah, they should be.
I'll be honest. Freaking Draft House has the best when it comes to like movies. Like they have like a whole little set, thing set up. Michael Myers running around and little reenactments from certain scenes and all that from like the first one. Like
You remember 2018? They had those glasses. You get one of those?
yes, sir.
Got one just a couple months ago, finally.
The magazine, what was it? Born, Live, Die, some shit, movies, something like that. What was that?
Yeah, birth, death,
Yeah.
or some shit like that. We
Birth,
got
Movies,
one.
Death.
I don't have an Alamo Draft House in this area, but I found a shopping mall. They did a shopping mall poster from Alamo Draft House, so I bought one of those on eBay recently.
Dude,
What's up,
they got
TK?
good stuff.
Hey, Gator.
What's up, my friend? Hey, everybody got some addresses that is coming to San Antonio in November. Just shoot me your address so I can get some invites out there.
Hell yeah.
Hells yeah.
I expect something really special inside, Michael.
Oh, I'm
Is that
scared.
you, Uncle Robert?
Michael, is your better half next to you?
She's not next to me. She's on the other side of the room, which is usually how it goes. Maybe that's why we get along so well, huh, bro?
Did she tell you that when she sent me an instant message for my address, and it just said, "Can you give it to me?" And I was like, you were laughing. I'm like, what?
I knew I was running the risk doing a podcast with you, Patrick. These are to be expected with such a sex symbol.
And she's like, I meant your address. I was like, oh, all right.
She might want some, like you said, Michael. She might want some dad bod action. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, she asked me for my address too. Okay, let's take it.
Okay.
Yeah, so a bald, overweight 50-year-old man, you can't keep your hands off of us.
Hey, dad bods are in nowadays, fellas. I don't know if you know that.
That's it.
Newsflash. You got money, stable job, retirement plan. Shit, you got your shit together.
That's right.
That's right.
So what do you guys think on some real shit? We got some good marketing we could do with it. We'll just
No, not
take
yet,
some
Keith.
topless pictures and change the name of the podcast to the Halloween Collector's Dad Podcast. Anything?
Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
You guys have a mask on without a shirt. What you're thinking? Like,
Well, I do have an idea. Do you guys want to go through everything this way we're not, taking up too much of Sean's time? Do you want to go through everything we got? Because he's going to be on in probably like 20 minutes. I want
Sure.
to go through what's new at the store, what we all got. This way we'll get it out of the way, and this way it's just we can hang and chat with him.
What's new at Michael's Horror and Pinball?
What's new? What's new?
What's new?
What's new at Michael's Horror and Pinball?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Michael's Horror and Pinball. I will tell you what's new at Michael's Horror and Pinball. A dickload of work I put into this place. I'm going to take you on a little tour and show you around because this place is unrecognizable now. So,
Holy moly.
yeah, I've been busy.
You're saying that.
We got some display shit. We got the cases up front. We got April's apple orchard or whatever the hell she's drinking. Shit, that's totally not what I'm drinking. I am a grown man, for Christ's sake. But I'll walk you around for a minute. We got the retail shit out here all set up nice. We got some trick-or-treating NECA stuff. Of course, we got the pinball machines. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Because
Go back to the retail stuff. I saw that you had the little tombstone.
Dickhead's commenting he wants his credit for helping out.
Yeah, he helped out. He sure did. He did a lot of shit.
Oh, I love that little mini headstone there, Michael. Awesome. You just got those?
Yeah, well, I got a couple of those actually, so just let me know.
Those are the Party City ones, right?
Yes, sir, they are.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think Michael sold them too, right? A few places.
A few places, yeah.
Not bad for $11.
Yeah, good price.
Pretty good.
Of course, we got our comic book section with all your classics. We got some Strangeland, Megadeth, Nightmare on Elm Street out the ass, Friday the 13th, Predator out the wazoo. We got your 5 Hour Energy because our people are pretty hype. We got some stuff set up in here. Take you a little around. Now look at this. Look at the work I put into this son of a bitch. Can you see what I'm seeing?
Wait, are those VHSs?
They are VHSs, my friend.
Wow.
Dude.
Let me give you. I'm not sure if can you guys see it pretty good because I can't.
Yeah,
see
how
it.
you angled them? Nice. They fit them on there.
Yes, and it helps because, as y'all know, when you got that OCD action and you're trying to set up like a bunch of VHSs, they're all like a 1/4 inch difference in size for some fucking reason. So when you put it off to the corner and do it like this, then it looks like they're the same size, even though they are not. But hung a bunch more posters and shit.
Cool.
It looks good, my friend. Dang. It really does.
Set up the laser disc action.
Hey.
Got some hats. Got some pillow action. Got some magazines.
It was only like 2 or 3 years ago. There's only like a couple hats. Now there's like dozens.
Put up a few more posters. Now look at this. I have set up beautifully. Let me get the Beavis and Butthead posters out of the way. We ain't currently open, so. But look what I got. I got the projector set up. It's all beautiful. I got the space for the wedding ready to go.
Whoa.
And everything's all functional. And look at this.
What I'm talking about.
Look what I let people play when they come in. Could you see it?
Oh, nice.
The Atari game.
The
Yes,
Atari
this
game.
is hooked up to the projector, and it's a working left from right. There you go. It's a working actual one. So people come in and they get to play it. And I'll tell you what, once you know how to play it, it's not as boring and stupid as you think it is. It's actually pretty time killing and pretty fun. It's just you get so sick of that, and you're sitting there going, Jesus Christ, I hear that shit in my sleep, as if I don't already. I double do now.
You want to rip your ears off, right?
Yes. But of
Like,
course, we got the autograph pictures on the wall. Got a
That's like
bunch
what
of
Tommy Lee Wallace said when he was editing Halloween. Remember that interview? He's just like, I was listening to that for like 3 months over and over, and it was driving him nuts.
They play it at our at the Halloween Fest at our Six Flags here in Chicago. I'm about ready to go nuts after when I used to go to Six Flags too.
We got some shirt action and some jackets, some good jackets in here.
Hey, I have that one.
Cool ass shirts. Oh, that's a classic.
You got them in a medium.
Actually, these were part of my collection. I never wore them,
Ah,
but they're all my size, so large. Because when you're collecting everything, you can get, if you start getting into like shirts, you could go. It's eternal. So I set a criteria; they have to at least be my size.
I guess you don't have
I
any
got
extra
some
small for me.
Yeah. No super fat for me.
blue gang.
oh, nice.
Now, who did
Got
that one?
got my baby behind glass, where my babies belong, behind a cage.
Michael, who did the Myers house? Who made that one?
I couldn't tell you, my friend. That was just a kick-ass purchase on eBay. I was
Gotcha.
actually going to ask Sean when he comes on because his old lady made those. I don't know if she still does. I'd like to find out because I could use some more. They definitely draw attention in this
Yeah.
place. But I got it all set up to where I don't have to babysit the stuff. People can tell me, hey, I want that. And I can go back into the office area I created and go grab it for them. And then, of course, we got Mount St. Kick-Ass.
That's a
It's
kick-ass.
called Mount St. Kick-Ass. That's right. Oh, a little side note. We were rocking and put our foot through the fucking Malicide bass drum the other day.
There you go. That'll do it.
In preparation of a big show we're playing in October with Wednesday 13 from the Murder Dolls. We're going to be playing at the Paper Tiger in San Antonio. So anybody watching in the great San Antonio area and you need tickets, get a hold of me. I got to sell some tickets to this bitch.
Michael,
But-
when you're rehearsing or jamming, is that in the space next door? Is that right?
That's correct. And actually, I did some carpentry work too. Don't let that Angry Orchard drink over there fool you. I did some man's work this week.
I'm a man.
I actually closed up the hole. For those of you who know, there was a hole going through from this shop to the other shop, and I actually patched that up. Did some damn drywall hanging like a Jeep.
Dang.
Like, look at that, Joe. You know this place. You know what I went through. Not
It
one
looks-
fucking thing in here is in the same spot except for
It
those
looks-
posters and those shirts.
It looks totally unrecognizable. It's a new shop.
I'll tell you, it's just been one of those weekends. And old dog here, he almost got smacked around a few times because you get so brain dead running around in here working, and you got some music, and it's always the Halloween soundtracks and horror movie soundtracks. And you turn around and you have this covered, and you turn around, you see this son bitch, you freak out, smack him in the face. But he's cool. He appreciates it. He doesn't mind. He forgives me.
Awesome. You get any new collectibles in or any new items you're selling at the shop? Anything?
I
new?
actually, yes. Okay, so some people have come in and done some trade action. We got the Friday the 13th NECA and the Gremlins one
Nice.
and an Annabelle one. And then we got another Halloween 3 because those things fly the fuck out of here. Those Halloween 3s.
Absolutely.
But,
I'm just trying to figure out what it is I can go and buy. That's all.
and then we got a beautiful setup in the game area for our good buddy Joe's donation to the shop.
Yeah. How's she treating you? She's okay?
And then check this shit out. I finally decorated the windows so that when you walk in up to the building, you can actually see in, and the Michael Myers heads are light up, and I got these spotlights in there and shit. And this guy's moving, stabbing the open sign all day.
That's
It looks pretty cool.
That's
We're gonna
good.
have to go to like 7 days a week here in October, hopefully, and maybe
cool.
even sooner than that.
Yeah, man.
So I'm trying to get it all set up. Hopefully I didn't make y'all too busy. I know it looks like a Jane's Addiction fucking music video or some shit. Because I got a 10-second delay on the fucking computer, and I can see me walking around. It's like, ugh, I'm going to puke. It's either that or this chick drink that I got going on that just, blah, blah.
You were making your own Blair Witch movie, so you're set.
That's right.
That's what it is. And all it needed was that weird ending where I drop the phone and it lands facing someone taking a shit on the floor or something.
Corner.
And this week was a light week, so I only got 2 things. I popped in Spirits just for the halibut and found the new mug that they had.
They had it, Pat, huh? Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
this way I didn't have to order it, which is nice. Michael on the back, but the knife, the pumpkin from H1.
That's gnarly.
Gangster.
And I finally got that little variant that I was chasing of the little mini snow globe.
Yeah.
Put it over your face. It's the perfect size.
Actually, make it
Are you
bigger.
good at angling that shit? No, not the shot glass. The pumpkin one.
From that view on the camera, it looks like Michael has a Santa Claus hat on.
And
Yes,
that's it.
does.
That's cool, man.
that
What
was
you
it.
got? What you got, Brady Beardnet?
It was a good for my wallet week.
Yes, it was a good for my wallet week. It was just a Walmart trip, so I got the H6 hat, nice and comfortable hat, and I got those variant Rob Zombie covers, which are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for $5-6,
I
why
had to get
not?
those too.
Yeah.
Love the
They-
covers, really cool.
They really stand out on that shelf, man. They stand out. It's really
Oh,
cool.
you know what? I wanted to show you guys. I got something else that I've been meaning to show you. That's been in what you call the vault, Brett's vault. Get out of the box here.
I will be creating a Brett's Vault intro from the vault.
Yeah, we should figure that out.
I'll get something up together for it.
We all, yeah. You got one for Michael, for him. You should do yours, and I should be like,
I gotta
we should. Come on.
I gotta get it. Yeah, I'll get one for everybody.
That's
That'd
cool.
be interesting.
So you know this one, I'm sure most of us have from. I
Right.
got an autograph by Alan Howarth way back when in orange, and I'm gonna have John Carpenter sign. So that's
Cool.
my little
Dude,
hidden
that
thing.
is-
That JC action.
Oh wow.
Brad, did I ever tell you about meeting Alan Howarth and getting that set from him at age 40?
I know he was selling them. That's what made me think. I thought
Yeah.
I was doing something.
But then I bought it, and then as we're talking to him, dude starts pulling them out and opening them. I'm like, hey, yo, I don't want you to sign them. I just want them. And by then, he's already opened like two of them. So you're like, yeah, fuck. All right, go ahead. Keep signing them. I know I'd rather had them signed, of course, but, I
That
don't like
was-
opening shit. You know how it goes with collectors.
That was an expensive year with Mondo with all that stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was just a lot
Yes.
with all those LPs and the covers and yeah. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I think it was H5. I think you said he opened. I don't remember which one, but
Mm-hmm.
nice guy though. Good guy. Cool dude. Made some big music.
Did Joe show his stuff yet?
Oh.
Are you guys?
I got a couple of things real quick. I had enlisted the services of a local artist named Eric Fonseca. I had an idea about something I wanted for me and MB and our pets, and it took him about 3-4 weeks, and he did a great job. I just got it yesterday. Check this shit out, guys. So that is MB with the dogs, and then that is me with my cat.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we kind of went off that heaven and hell idea, and he kind of ran with it, and I am super impressed with the work.
That is
and
really cool.
he does orders. You guys have any ideas, anything that you want, he can do anything for you guys. He's fantastic.
Oh, and he put it on a canvas too. That's cool.
Yes, really good stuff. I've been looking for this, and I found it at the local Party City, and y'all know this guy, the cutout, this puppy.
I saw that. I was in the Party City the other day. I didn't see that. They only had the H2 one still. The other one. I got to go back for that.
And this one, it was only $30.
Something like that, yeah.
Like $30.
Ooh,
And
I
then
gotta purchase.
last but not least, I found this at the little convention that we had nearby at Rolling Oaks Mall. This was fun. Y'all, I'm a big fan of They Live. I got the Roddy Piper Hollywood, and I'm not into these elite figures, but it's fucking Roddy Piper from freaking
Roddy Piper,
They Live, man.
Isn't that awesome, dude?
Dude. They had the other ones. This guy had The Rock, and then he had John Cena. But I was like, this is the only one that matters to me in my life. So
That's
really good.
awesome.
This is rad.
Joe, have you seen the shirt? I forget what shirt company, but it's Roddy Piper with Vince McMahon, like when Vince McMahon's interviewing him, where he's the
Yes.
They Live.
Yes. Yes. And then I got this shirt, but dead without coffee. Dead
That's
without
good.
coffee.
The over-caffeinated fella.
Yeah. I can't say collector because there's somebody else owns that, but I mean for now I'm not making any money off of it, so I can use it.
Fantastic. Well, cool shit. Did we discuss what we're going to be going over today? Because we have a cool couple of subjects, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have our guest, Sean Clark, which should be joining us shortly. And we're doing our review of Shocker. Great movie.
Doctor, classic.
And our Scream Queen Showdown number 4, Emma Roberts and Vera Farmiga.
Hard one.
Yeah, that it's could be interesting. This is making me even feel older. When I looked her up the other day, Vera Farmiga, I'm like, for some reason I thought she was older than me. She's a year younger than me. Damn.
She's like 51. What is she?
No,
she
I
looks
had it
good
up.
for her age.
Yeah.
49.
He looks super good in The Departed, y'all. But we'll get into all that.
Oh, she was in that movie Running Scared with Paul Walker. I love Running Scared. That
Maybe
movie
some Bates Motel.
Base Motel was my favorite. She was fantastic.
We'll get into it. This is gonna be part of the dialogue when we compare.
Don't you see we're already commenting on one person only?
This is gonna be another not fair weekend.
Can we show our hands?
There's gonna be another not fair weekend. I can already smell it. At least you don't have it tattooed on your fucking arm, Mr. Caffeine.
I know.
No,
not yet, anyways. Always.
And I was you weren't here earlier, Michael, but after you jumped in before, I was telling the boys I did get to see the Munsters, Rob Zombie's Munsters. Somebody had posted a link online, and I watched it, and they're like, "What do you think?" I was like, had some fun. I will say this: Daniel Roebuck as Grandpa fucking nailed it. I will say that. He nailed Grandpa. I'll give it that. He was real good as Grandpa.
Fantastical actor, by the way.
Fantastical.
Yeah, he did.
He's in the Fugitive movies, like that one in U.S. Marshals. It's like early Daniel Roebuck.
Who?
Amazing.
Daniel Roebuck.
Daniel Roebuck.
I was at Texas Frightmares getting my poster signed. Unfortunately, Brad Dorff's line was capped out when I went in there. So I didn't get him on the poster, the Halloween poster, like I wanted him to. But then I'm walking by and I'm like, wait a minute. Daniel Roebuck is standing like away from his table. I walk by and he starts chatting with me. And I'm having a conversation with him like a normal motherfucker. And next thing you know, I look at his table. I'm like, oh, yeah, shit. You were in fucking Halloween. Because he was the strip club owner in Halloween 2, Rob Zombie shit.
Yes, he was.
So he signed my poster. So now I got a good portrayal. And I love it when these people, because it's like an investment on the stock market. These people, the better they do, or unfortunately, if they croak, one or the other, then it just makes the poster cooler to talk about.
That's what it was. It was meh. It was worth watching. It was a good popcorn film. It was worth watching once, but there's no reason to really go back for it.
Now, I'm interested in what you mean by a good popcorn film. Just something that keeps you, like, and involved.
Yeah,
or something that gets you whipping fucking popcorn.
It didn't want to make me. It didn't want to make me turned off. I figured I'd just keep watching because it was okay. It was entertaining. I will say the ending was completely stupid. I don't understand. It just basically ended and you're like,
don't say anything about the ending.
I'm like, is this how? I didn't say how it ended, but I'm just saying the ending was just like, what? It just ends like that? Okay, unless he's planning on doing another one.
How was Sherry Moon Zombie in this movie? Is she okay? Lily?
Did she get killed? Is she gonna be back in the sequel?
No, but she didn't get killed off. I'll spoil that. But she definitely was overacting as Lily Monster.
Oh, darn it!
Well, it was an overacting TV show back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Did you like Miss Cassandra Peterson?
She was good in it. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was funny.
Elvira was in it.
Elvira was the realtor.
Yeah,
she's the realtor. She sells them their house. Yeah, she was good in it.
I'm just a fan of hers, so don't mind me. Creeper alert.
I'm selling all my Playboys. If you want the Playboy she was in, I got it. It's for sale for a fair price.
Well, it depends on the time frame. If we're talking like 70s, 80s, nah, I'm all right. I'll hold up.
It was 70s, 80s.
It was 70s before the days of landscaping.
Yeah.
At least 7 days. You can
How
tell.
was Jeffrey Daniel Phillips in that? Was he
Honestly, he wasn't that bad. I mean, when you saw the trailer and it looked like, he wasn't that bad. I thought he was going to be real annoying, and I like Jeff Daniel Phillips. I do. So maybe that's probably why I didn't think it was totally bad, but it wasn't bad. Some moments were a little cringy, but
filling in Fred Gwynne's shoes, that's got to be a fucking nightmare. It's not like Vince Vaughn and Norman Bates or nothing where he had no business doing that shit. But at the same time, Fred Gwynne is some big shoes to fill, literally.
He had this
big deal.
He did have Herman's laugh down. He got Herman's laugh down pretty darn good. I'll say that. He'd be like, ho ho ho. He did have it down pretty good.
Shit, so do you.
Oh, 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 oh.
That's how you laugh.
He's turning into the Cowardly Lion.
That was me. That was the way I was laughing last night after like 50 beers.
I swear,
Oh.
I always think of my Achilles from the Pet Cemetery movie where he gets his Achilles.
Oh God, that's the worst.
What about
Oh,
the judge and fucking My Cousin Vinny?
Great
Yes.
in that.
I love
That's
it.
a good one. Win some, lose some. Your courtroom manner, maybe.
A little bit unorthodox, but you are one hell of a trial lawyer. Yeah.
Are you on drugs?
you on
No,
the-
no, I don't take them. He's like the two Utes. The what? The two
what?
what? Oh, Utes. What's a Ute? A Ute.
Would you
Well, you
mind
thought I said
explaining that
you thought I said
outfit?
Jerry Gallo? No, I said Jerry Callow. Jerry Gallo's dead.
That's right, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to the My Cousin Vinny Collectors Podcast,
That's a good fucking movie.
where we
man.
always stay on track. If nothing else, we are punctual and on track.
We're
We
collecting.
gotta-
We're collecting
My Cousin Vinny.
maroon velvet leisure suits.
Yeah. He's like, I bought a suit. You saw it. Now it's covered in mud.
That's covered in mud.
The only cleaners in town had the flu.
You get that? You get that? They had the flu. So I had to get this at a secondhand store. So I'm wearing this ridiculous thing for you.
Great
man.
movie.
Princess Tomei, though, she won an Oscar, I think.
She won an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Big time.
supporting actress. Yeah.
See, I love that scene where she's like, you're like, put yourself, imagine you're a little deer, doe-eyed deer. You put your lips to the water, and then bam, a fucking bullet rips through your fucking head. Now I ask you, do you give a shit about what the bastard motherfucking shot you was wearing?
I know we shouldn't be talking further about it, but you know why I always got a kick out of that movie? Because the DA was the actor Lane Smith, and he
Yeah.
did that Pauly Shore movie, Son-in-Law. Love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Son-in-Law, good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Identical.
Ah.
Great. I like it. Which one of you? Are you Bartles or James? Remember the old man? Can I whittle with you? No.
Oh, so
There
good.
ain't too many
Excuse me,
Pauly Shore
crotch.
movies, but that's one of them.
We've officially gone off the rails.
We are off the rails.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you to the Halloween Collectors Podcast, where we stick to the subject at all times, no doubt.
That's too funny. Now,
So-
no, I
Well,
guess
it's a half hour in, so hopefully Sean will be joining us shortly, people. He will
I
be
just
here. He
got a message.
confirmed.
I think he's logged in, so Pat, I don't know if it shows it.
No, it should show up, and I haven't seen him pop up yet, so maybe in a moment. Let's see. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. I watched Hold on, what's this? I watched Toolbox Murders with Sherry the other day. She was in quick pop. The Toolbox Murders. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
I have to check that one out. I remember hearing the name, but I haven't seen it. Definitely have to check that one out.
For sure.
I love the word flick, because when you spell it in all capitals, it looks a lot like fuck. You ever notice that? Never mind. Anyway, sidetrack.
I'm
So
that?
Halloween, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna write,
So-
I'm gonna write that down.
Oh, and that's what I did. Oh, with GK, if you're still here, I completely forgot. I'm going to call that Pizza Boy Brewery tomorrow. Find out if they're making that Michael Myers IPA this year. I completely forgot. I was going to check in with them and see. They said to reach out to them in September to see if they're making that and Camp Crystal Lake one.
Well, when
So-
you come to San Antonio, if you haven't found one yet and you need at least one, I got one for you at the display case.
Well, I know he was looking for them, and I think he got one from somebody. But I said, let me see if they're selling it again this year. Maybe I'll make a trip and I'll get some.
I think you got it from me.
Hey,
Oh, maybe.
did y'all see that $22 for that movie collection? Did y'all see that?
$22
At
for a
Walmart?
movie collection.
Yeah, the Walmart thing. I was able to scoop that up. Did y'all get that?
Which
So-
one? For what series?
So
It was what was it? The 4K right
I'm
there,
sorry.
Michael.
What, Brett?
I tried to resend it to him, so hopefully it goes through here. Right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's logged in, so
Yeah.
The
it's not-
Halloween collection, Mr. Putring. The Halloween collection.
Oh, okay. There's what they put another one out. A little. What is it?
Yeah.
Like well, like the Walmart one they had years ago that they don't have anymore.
I don't think so. I've never seen it before personally.
I don't know which one it is.
Like it was like $100-something, but it was on sale for like $22.
I think Brett sent a picture in the thread. You have to check it out.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I was not aware of that. I was not aware.
I was not aware of Michael's Hall and Pinball.
I knew in my heart that hell would not have him.
Nice.
Well, we give it a few minutes, Pat. If he can't, maybe, I don't know if you want to send it direct. I think because you're friends with him on it too, I think. But
Well, he'll be in, I'm sure. So, what do you guys want to chat about? You want to tackle one of the subjects, see if he wants to jump in when he gets here?
We could do that. We can do a review of Shocker. And
Yes.
maybe, and while the intro's playing, I'll see if maybe I can shoot it over and see if there's an issue that he's not getting it. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, we'll do our review for those who love the movie Shocker, like I do. We'll be right back.
We are here today to bear witness to the execution of Horace Pinker, whose unspeakable atrocities have horrified the people of this great state. He stands convicted of 52 counts of aggravated assault, 23 counts of armed robbery, and 37 counts of murder in the first degree. Prisoner, have any final words?
Yeah. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I don't think he's dead. Contact. He's among you.
Now, Wes Craven brings you his greatest creation.
No more!
Shocker.
Finger licking good.
How exciting! Woo!
Super cool.
Who wants to
so-
start?
You can go first if you want, Michael. I just got shown on the
Okay,
instant
so-
messenger. I'm going to send it to him. The
Not
link.
very often.
It's okay.
Yeah, you guys can go there.
Just got a message.
So not very often do my nips get hard when we come up with an idea of what movie to review. But this one is an exciting one, and it does have some cheese in it. What's the correct grammar? Cheese dickery, I believe, is the correct proper way to say it. There's
Corny.
some cheese dickery in the movie, like when he gets into that little girl and her dumbass starts scooting her leg and shit or whatever. And then I got one more thing to get out the way. The dude, I don't know his name, that starred in it. He was the most extreme actor of all time. I just want you to be there when I go get him. I'm going to kill him. And you're sitting there going, relax. Like, Jesus
Yes.
Christ. That dude's, his eyes are acting the whole time. His mouth is acting. He gets his nose acting, everything he says and does. But, I mean, there's nothing more 80s badass than fucking slamming a Megadeth song right in the middle of your damn horror movie. That like mixes two of my favorite things. That looks bad. Two of my very favorite things. But Horace Pinker, what's his name? Mitch Pileggi, you said, Brett?
Mitch Pileggi.
Yep.
Man, that dude is the kind of guy you don't want dating your mom when you're a kid and you watch his movie. Like he just looks like a mean stepdad if he started dating your mom, you know what I'm saying? But then we're beyond spoilers with this movie, so if you don't want spoilers, then cover your ears or whatever. But yeah, the girlfriend actually getting killed and shit. Oh shit! I love when movies manage to kill off like important characters, and I kind of didn't see it coming, to be honest with you. But of course, when I saw it for the first time, I was probably like 7 or 8, to be honest with you. But yeah, but I know you guys got a lot to say about it too, so I'll make it brief. I would give that movie a rock solid 8.5.
Holy moly!
Nice.
8.5.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Michael is high and pinball.
Oh, you got your glass out. Nice. Actually, it's time for a beer. I can real quick, Brett. If you got Sean on there, tell me I found him on Instant Messenger and resent it to him.
He will be on. Please continue podcast.
So
Hey, April, is Strong on yet?
So
I'm
if
sorry,
you
I'm
want,
picking on my guys here. They're a little excited.
no, we just want to make sure that he can. He's not
Oh,
having
he'll
issues.
be here. He does the internet all the time.
Well, my thing with my Shocker review is great movie. Like you said, it's just only complaints would be the kid and the father, the detective, totally overacting the whole movie, but they were okay. And I never realized upon rewatch how much the dad looks just like the drummer from my old band, and I kept seeing him in the movie the whole fucking time.
That's
and he was the one I was hanging out drinking with yesterday. As a matter of fact, the drummer from my old band was up hanging out with me. But great movie. How cool was it? Seeing Kane Roberts in there with the freaking pickaxe. Yeah. Remember, he was the construction worker.
That's right.
That was Kane Roberts from Alice Cooper?
That was Kane Roberts, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. How did I not notice
Who's
that?
playing guitar for Alice Cooper again.
He's playing for him now. He's touring around with him. That's right.
Yes, he is. And one of my favorite lines, actually, I was going to try to pull that one and use that scene where the little girl's like, Jesus, like the little girl with the limp, like you mentioned, she started cursing and everything. She was chasing him in the fucking tractor. I'm like, this is hysterical. But great movie, great kills. There was a lot of cool kills in there, too. That was one of the better scenes, where he's sitting there, he's chewing on the freaking guy's lip, and he's like, bites his fingers off, finger licking good. That's why I had to have that in there, because, that typical Wes Craven snarky thing, like a Freddy line, where you would have something cool to say. But just a great movie, a fun watch. I haven't seen it in a minute until the other day, and I did not realize it was almost 2 hours long.
It was a long one.
I didn't realize how long it was. I was like, holy crap, I gotta, carve out 2 full hours to rewatch this. I didn't think it was that long, but it was worth every minute of it because it's a great movie. It's a fun watch, and I give it a solid 7.5. 7.5.
You're a Kiss fan. You remember the fucking Shocker song right in the beginning by Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley. Yep.
Ah.
Yep.
That was Kiss, Paul Stanley, Megadeth.
Yeah, the soundtrack, fantastic.
Oh, so badass.
Yeah, I'll give it 7.5 because I think it's a good movie. It's a fun watch. It's one of those things I can go back and watch anytime.
Shocker up, gang. Shocker up.
Nice.
So you chakras?
Not chakras. The shaka. Two in the pink and one in the old stinkeroo.
Bouncing your chakras.
You can go ahead there, Brett, if you want.
Mr. Beer Nuts?
I love going to the soundtrack, going to Wes Craven. I was reading this movie, and I don't know if the footage just got lost. They had to get an R. It took them like at least a dozen times the ratings board to get an R rating. I was reading on IMDb. Hopefully that's legit. Sometimes I know some of that stuff isn't.
Mm-hmm. It's about 13. You're right.
Yeah, a young Peter Berg in that, and he's become quite a filmmaker and actor in some stuff. He filmed Copland by you, Pat. He's in that movie.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Yeah. But Mitch Pileggi, great performance as a realistic baddie. I'll say realistic villain in the film. And Wes Craven, he had two of his kids are in it, the son and the daughter. The son was the jogger in the film.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Transforms into it. I tell you, the scene, nothing beats the scenes where they're fighting through all the stations. That's true. I should have brought that up. That was classic when they're running. He's like in the Leave It to Beaver and all these other fucking shows. Very creative. And the funniest part to me is the cop he kills the cop and throws him on top of the cop car. You see the cop's face. He's like, I don't know if you saw that.
Yes.
The face just looks so unrealistic. But I would love to see an extended cut of this to see how much more it would be if it was how much worse it would have been. So
right. Yeah, they never did that. They never did. There's no definitive collection out there of this, right? Like with behind the scenes or extras. I don't even know. I didn't think to look into that. To be honest with you, I don't know.
You sent him the invite, Patrick. He was just messaging me here again.
If tell him just say Pat sent it. It'll come out to my name, Pat Ring, and just say sent him the link, so he should be fine.
Yeah, cool. But I would give it a solid 7.5 as well. Love the soundtrack. Some of my favorite bands in there with Megadeth, and I love the Alice Cooper cameo in there too in the music video.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Solid 7.5.
I might have to look up that soundtrack and buy
it. Apparently, I found out that Alice Cooper's production company was the ones who funded this movie, They Live, and then another movie, a third one. So that's kind of a reason why Alice Cooper ended up in some other Nightmare movies, his Freddy's dad and stuff like that, because it was his production company that funded this movie. Shocker.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool.
Ooh, why did we lose Brady?
I don't know. Let me
People are dropping like flies.
Let me go ahead and just give my review real quick. I think it's a fun little movie. Came out in 1989. I was 3 years old when it came out. I have since retroactively watched this film. It's kind of cheesy, kind of corny, but it's got some good moments. It's really fun. It was there was a lot of references back to Nightmare. The whole dream sequences and it was just really a lot of ideas that I had seen before. It kind of showed up again in this film. And I just was like, yeah, it is what it is. But in terms of entertainment value and watchability, I look at all that. So I'd give this film a 6, solid 6.
Cool.
Interesting. What did you say, Brett?
I gave it a 7.5.
Okay, so you and Petring are usually on the same boat with these things. It seems like you did a 7.5 as well, didn't you, Petring?
Correctamundo.
Nothing.
Oh my God, that was the weirdest shit. Because I got a 10-second delay on the screen here, and I'm listening through the phone. And when you said correctamundo, Brett's mouth moved and looked like he fucking said it. I'm like, this fucking chick drink orchard shit is like kicking my tits. Holy shit.
Well, hold on. Well, without further ado, I'd like to welcome in our guest who's joining us, Mr. Sean Clark.
Bravo.
Man.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, there he is. Welcome.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know.
Well, you were messaging me on my personal Facebook page. He was messaging me on the fan page, so I wasn't getting those messages because I have a fan Facebook page because my personal page reached its limits a long time ago. I hate to call it a fan page, but that's what they call it. I don't know. Anyway, so I wasn't getting his messages.
See, I didn't know if you were going to be. I saw that you're in Salt Lake City, so I guess that's not too far from where
I was
you're at.
wondering that too. Yeah, I saw you posted you were doing Hereditary now?
I was there doing Salt Lake City Comic Con, but I did do Hereditary and Silent Night, Deadly Night while I was there, and 3 O'Clock High.
Oh, wow.
3 o'clock high. That was a good one.
Great
I'm
movie.
talking about Mitch Pileggi, and he's in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Duker.
Yeah.
Nobody escapes the Duker.
Oh.
Well, we're dying to ask you a few questions, my friend. If you're up to it, we did some shit.
You can tell I look a little tired because I had a 5 a.m. pickup this morning to get back home, but so I've been up for a while. But I'm all right. I'll live.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you coming for sure, man.
Absolutely.
I know you're a busy dude.
Yeah. What's
Good
up?
to see you outside of the-
I've been dying to ask you this, my friend. And it's kind of a loaded question, I'm assuming, but we just rated all the Halloween movies, right? From our opinion, from best to worst, because there's not much of a surprise what number 1 was going to be. So we went the opposite direction. And I don't want to go through all that shit, but would you give us like your top 3? Do you have a top 3?
Yeah, that's easy. 1, 2, 3. I mean,
really?
In that order, yeah.
Interesting. I have nobody on my side. Actually, I had Mr. Dustin McNeil because I think part 4 is a better sequel than part 2. I don't know.
No way.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was the age I was when it came out, but I got.
Yeah, there's no other excuse for it. It was the age you were.
But then again,
it's nostalgic to you.
Cut and dry.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's of the 4, 5, and 6. It's definitely the better of the 3, hands down. But it's really not that good, and it's shot pretty well. But the mask kills it. You put an original Shatner on that character and get the shoulder pads out of there so he doesn't look like this, and then it would be so much better film.
Yeah,
I think I have the issue because it was promoted that way, but I understand for its time they had the mask on the promotional items for the poster.
Yeah, no, I saw it in the theater, and I remember seeing the billboard for it, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" And then I got in the theater and I saw that mask, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, we were sold a bill of goods that we didn't get.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's like, that's like some internet dating shit right there.
Got
Look, nothing
catfished.
like your picture.
Yeah, profile picture versus reality.
Fucking catfished.
Yeah. What do they call that? The MySpace angles is what they used to call it back in the day.
Oh yeah.
The chicks would always show themselves but they'd never go below the neck.
Oh, they still do that on Facebook.
Yeah. If you see a hot girl on Facebook or Instagram and you scroll through her photos and they're all from the neck up, there's issues. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I miss those days, though. I got April right over here. Speaking of which, Mr. Sean, did you hear that on November 11th, in the middle of Michael's High and Pinball, we are going to have Mr. Tony Moran here doing a wedding ceremony for me and the old lady right in the middle of the shop.
Wow. How the mighty have fallen.
Well, how the fallen have started rising. That's how I see it on my end.
Is he baking the cake too? Is he now doing that shit?
Well, I think you
Offering
were talking
baking
about
services
catering,
and wedding services, and he'll tailor the suit. Get your suit tailored by Michael Myers too. Jesus Christ.
Right
No,
on.
hey, whatever he's got to do to pay the bills. God bless him.
There you go. There you go. Well, it was more about the nuptials for me, and a very unique opportunity, and so I'm excited about it. But
Maybe one day you can have Nick Castle come and really do it.
hey, that's nothing wrong with that. There, nothing wrong with that at all.
Quick,
Then
tell me
it
to go
would
get
like-
ordained.
then it'd
Go
be-
get
it'd be
ordained.
real.
Castle will promote himself as Michael Myers Unmasked, even though it should be the other way.
Yeah, as long as is he going to marry with the mask on or off?
Actually, he gave us the option, and I told him no mask. I thought that'd be kind of goofy.
Agreed.
But what do you think, Mr. Petring? You got a question for our pal here?
Actually, I was, because I watch, obviously all your the thing with two heads. I'm always watching your Horror's Hallowed Grounds, and I was loving the show that you were doing with your collectibles. So maybe you were spotlighting something like that, and it sort of gave me a little inspiration. I actually have a channel where I do some of the Halloween collectibles. But what would you consider your grail of sorts that's a screen used item? Not necessarily Halloween, just any of them. I'm just curious. That you snagged and that you're considering that's the one. That's the one thing that I have.
My favorite is still the Poltergeist clown.
Okay, that's what we thought. Yeah,
it's like the first. I think it's like the first thing that I ever I got prop wise that people freaked out when it just gets a reaction, and it was definitely on that list of Grail items. And the fact that I got it for next to nothing, especially based on today's standards, what stuff's going for nowadays is just stupid. It's getting so ridiculous what things are going for now. So I'd have to say that's kind of my favorite piece, even though I've obtained other items that are more popular and worth more money, but that's one that I kind of feel like it also wasn't like in a big auction with everybody bidding against it and prices going nuts. The whole experience has a very nice feeling to it.
How long have you had that in your possession?
I think I got it in like around 2000, so close to 23 years almost. Who lives near the train?
That's me, unfortunately. Converse. I love Converse, and I'm trying to make it popular with this place, and it's getting attention, but still got some old-ass train tracks over there to tend with, but it'll be gone in a couple of seconds. Actually, I like to call it my sensor bar, so when customers are in here, I just start going, mother! And sometimes it actually lines up, so it works out for me.
John, I just saw the Barbarians with one of your clients in it, and I was curious. Does it give you extra incentive to see the films that your clients are in, or does that not really put it in your mind? Or
oh yeah, well yeah, for sure. I mean, I had heard good things about it. I wanted to see it. Funny story. So Richard Brake told me about the movie about about 2 months ago, and he said, "Hey, I want to hook you up with the guy who plays what they refer to as the mother." So he put me in touch with him, and we'd been talking for a while. And I said to him, I said, "Look, I don't like to blow smoke. I don't like to waste people's time. So I want to see the movie first. That way I can tell you, in my opinion, if I think there's anything I can do for you, if I think fans are going to want to meet you. Because sight unseen, it's hard for me to commit to just saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to book you." So I saw the movie the Monday night after it came out. And then that same night that we were supposed to talk, another agent, I use air quotes, announced him as a client. And I asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, this guy asked me if I wanted to do this convention, and I don't really know how this works, and I guess I kind of jumped the gun on that." And I said, "Yeah, well, yeah." So I'm not one to steal people, but he said that he literally reached out to him on social media that morning, and he and I had been talking for a month. So, I mean, I definitely talked to him first, but the reality is I am going to book him, and I have booked him into another show. And I said, "Look," I said, you make the choice. I only work exclusively. You make the choice. You go to that one show he booked you in. You go to the one I booked you in. You tell me who did a better job. You tell me which show is better. I already know the answer. So I like to let people learn on their own,
Little Jerry,
I get what you're referring. Yeah, okay.
Little Jerry Maguire situation.
Yeah, it's like we can take you over here to White Castle, and then you can try Ruth Chris Steakhouse over here, and you tell me which one you thought tasted better. Want some more Ruth Chris, or would you like to go back to the White Castle? But anyway. I'm cocky as fuck. I know it, but that's it is what it is.
Nah, that's the way to be, brother.
Confidence is key, my friend.
Hey, Joe, you got a question for our pal here, my friend?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm gonna go do a little change of pace. It's gonna be a music question.
By the way, before I loved Barbarian. I don't know if you guys did. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Spoiler alert! I love the scene off the top, the jumping off. I'm just gonna leave that.
And Sean, does it give the "Be My Baby" song a different meaning now besides "Dirty Dancing"?
Never seen Dirty Dancing, so.
Oh, okay.
The movie was top notch movie. I saw it with my daughter, and my girlfriend, and we loved it. We all were laughing. We were scared and laughing. It was amazing. Little change of pace question. I'm a big Slipknot fan. I'm a maggot. New album coming out soon. What new album had recently released that you're looking forward to, or gonna come out soon? I know Danny Elfman came out with a double album, bigger, messier, from what I understand. Soulfly. Ozzy just came out with a record. Any new music you're interested in, or you just heard, or waiting on, anything like that?
Other than Malicide, of course.
Yeah.
On what?
Other than Malicide, my band, of course.
Oh. I'll be honest with you. I can't think of anything. I don't really listen to a whole lot of new music. I've kind of gotten to this point in my life where it's really hard to turn me on to new shit. I don't know if I've just become a music snob or I'm just too lazy. But I'm trying to think of what the last thing I bought was.
The new Ozzy album we've talked about recently. I don't know, the new Ozzy album?
Haven't heard it. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've bought an Ozzy album in years. I mean, I love his old shit. I went, I saw the Bark of the Moon tour. So, I mean, I was a fan for a long time, but it's hard for me to even like Kiss was like my all-time favorite band. If they put a new album out tomorrow, I don't know if I'd run out and buy it. I mean, I probably would, just because I have to have every one of them on vinyl, but I might buy it just for the collector aspect. I may not even listen to it. I don't know.
You're not a Sonic Boom fan?
Huh?
Not a Sonic Boom fan, my friend?
No. Sonic Boom was garbage. Monster was garbage.
I actually have I like that movie for personal reasons. I was in the music video for Modern Day Delilah.
That's the only good song on the album.
Kobo. I ended up winning tickets to like a private engagement where they were filming the video live at the Cobo Hall Arena in Detroit.
That's cool.
So I can see my arm in there. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
That's the only good song on the album, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I just bought that Big Creatures box set that's coming out.
Yeah, that was nice.
So I buy a lot of shit I already have. I do that, the reissues. I'm trying to think if there's anything coming out that I am looking forward to. Like I bought that Danny Elfman. I bought that huge collector box set, which takes up too much fucking space.
Yes.
But the album itself, it's a little obnoxious. I don't know. I love Boingo. I'm a big Boingo fan. And his new shit, he's trying to be kind of industrial, and
he is.
Or I don't know what he's trying to do, but I'm not loving it that much. But let me think. The last album I bought that I really listened to quite a bit was probably the last AFI album.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I know. I don't listen to it that much, but I do like the latest Ice Nine Kills record, and it's not just because I work with Spencer and everything, but I got into them through him, and I went to see them in concert, and I do like it. I mean, is it something that's on my total rotation? No, but I do like it. It's a good record.
I'm a big fan of their music. I love it. I was excited when he was announced to come to Texas Frightmare, actually.
Yeah.
Just recently he got announced, so I'm really looking forward to that myself.
You're welcome.
Yes. I knew you had something to do with that, my friend.
Hey, they moved. So I'm excited for Frightmares because it's not going to be in that cramped hotel this year, right?
New venue, right?
Yeah, that's a weird situation because there's mixed feelings, because fans get nostalgic and they love to go back to the same place. They like the familiarity. So I know there's a lot of fans that are disappointed, but but let's see how it goes. I mean, there is a real reason he moved other than it being so cramped. The reason is they're apparently doing some construction there at the airport that's going to make the parking structure there completely inaccessible. So there's going to be no parking. So they'd be screwed, So
there wasn't really any parking when they were there without construction.
Yeah. Well, imagine it now. So,
right.
So, I mean, there's always the chance if it doesn't work out, they could move back, once they've done whatever the renovations are to the parking structure. I don't know if that's the plan. It probably isn't. I mean, unless for some reason people just hate the new place, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah.
So,
that show will always be memorable because that was like the first show I think Carpenter did in years, like 10 years ago. So I went to it.
Yeah.
He'll be there again coming up this year too, John.
Yeah.
Brad, did you have a question, Big Dog?
What's my next one here? Oh, so from you rep a whole bunch of Halloween celebrities and actors, cast and crew members. Do you have a top 2 or 3 most memorable things that have happened at shows? I assume Jamie Lee at Horror Hound's got to be one of them, but just curious if there's any other ones that stick out in your mind.
Oh God, you know what? I honestly, I do this so much, and there's so many that I can't really think of like specific moments.
Okay.
That's tough. That's tough. I mean, as far as like favorite people, I mean, Nick Castle just is. I mean, he's like kind of become like a surrogate father to me.
That's dude.
We've become really close. I mean, by the way, we're talking. I was texting you earlier about football. I'm a football fan. My team, oddly enough, because you brought it up, is the Dolphins. Right. So I was rushing back. I totally planned an early flight to get home so I could sit on the couch and watch the game. But it was funny. Like he texted me right after the game. He's like, "Way to go, Dolphins!" Because he knows I'm a big Dolphins fan. And it's just like. How cool is it to get a text like that from the Shape, just like this?
That's
a win. But
do you like Ace Ventura then, or no? Is that not?
Yeah, I do. That's a funny movie. Yeah, and Dan Marino. I mean, he's the man. Come on. But yeah, I mean, it's doing this, I've had so many cool experiences and so many. I mean, I had a blast this weekend. We had so much fun. Like last night, we all went to dinner. It was like myself and Nay and Jamie Kennedy and his girlfriend and Skeet Ulrich and Thomas Ian Griffith. That was his first convention ever. And we all went out to dinner and just sitting around telling stories. And it just, it's like these guys have all become friends. And it's just so cool to like kind of get a peek inside that world, that you wouldn't normally get. You know what I mean? Just hearing the behind the scenes stuff. Not that I'm sitting there asking questions about, hey, what was it like to work on it? They just start talking about the business and like, oh man, when we were doing this happened, blah, blah, and just kind of, you feel like a fly on the wall, just soaking up all this crazy info and trivia you knew nothing about, and, it was, just like last night was a blast. I had a lot of fun. Just, there's so many good moments like that. Yeah, there's terrible ones too. I mean, there's celebrities that have crushed my dreams. And like, wow, I used to love this guy, and now he's a fucking dick.
It wasn't Gary Busey, was it?
No, no. I mean, I worked with him a couple times years ago. Like we're talking 16, 17 years ago. He's always had issues, and I steered clear of that. It's funny. People were pointing the finger at the promoter, that booked him. I think more people should be pointing the finger at the agent that booked him and continues to book him. I mean, that's the person that knows the history he has and's been putting him out there. I mean, I would think that person should be more responsible, but hey, whatever. Gary's never done anything to me. So
do you rep Jake or no? Are they separate agents? Is he separate?
I rep Jake. Yeah.
Right on.
You got to be aware of your liabilities, man. You got to be aware.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, if I have a client that does something like that once, I cut ties. Absolutely. I mean, because it's a reflection on you, it's your reputation. You're the one who brought him there. You put, you bring a pedophile to the party, some people might point the finger at you. I'm not saying, I'm using that as an example. You know what I mean? Like, why did you bring the pedophile to the kids' party? Oh.
I didn't know. You're supposed to vet this shit.
You couldn't have left a pedophile at home. You had to bring it in.
For business reasons,
not calling Gary Busey a pedophile.
That's only going to make it worse, right?
But yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, you don't bring trouble to especially to a place like that, public place, But I think his head injuries has definitely screwed up his judgment.
Right.
And you mentioned Thomas Ian Griffith. I'm a big vampires fan. Valak is like one of my favorite vampires. Do you enjoy that movie? I'm just curious. Do you like vampires? You like that?
Yeah. I did all the bonus features for the Blu-ray.
Yeah, so. I'm aware. So I was just like, man, I just to know that he just started doing his cons. I'm like, I'm excited now. Maybe I get to meet him. That's great.
Yeah,
the last good Carpenter film. Oh, no.
What's that?
Oh yeah,
it's probably the last good Carpenter film, arguably, maybe for some people.
Yeah, it might be actually. He had a great time. I think he's definitely opening to doing more. Do I think he'll do a horror con? I don't know. Because obviously his popularity right now is Cobra Kai, and he really enjoys doing stuff with those guys. I know he'd like to do more stuff with them, where he can hang out with like Zabka and maybe Marty Cove or Machio. So unless like a HorrorCon is bringing those guys in, that happens, those guys sometimes do HorrorCons. But do I think I would book him strictly into a HorrorCon because of vampires? I don't think so. I mean, at Salt Lake City Comic-Con this weekend, I would say, over a 2-day period, he probably signed maybe 25 vampire things. Total.
Shit.
Wow. Yeah, it was a very small percentage.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But the people that came up that were fans of it were big fans.
Fuck yeah, man. Gosh.
Well,
that's good at least.
I got a question for you, my friend. So you've pretty much been there, done that with a whole lot of celebrities as far as meeting them, getting to know them and things. Is there anyone out there that you have not yet met from like a fan standpoint that you'd be excited to meet?
Yeah, Chris Makepeace
Ooh, nice.
from Meatballs, My
Meatballs.
Bodyguard, Vamp.
Yeah.
Oh, right on, right on.
I'm. It's a deep cut, but that's the guy that I would love to meet. I was such a fan of My Bodyguard and Meatballs as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to like hang out with that guy. I know he's not that guy, and I know he's probably definitely not that guy now. But when I was a kid, I was like, that guy's rad, you know. So,
But you came to the right place. He's probably one of the 9 people that watch our podcast.
if you hear me, Chris, reach out, baby. Let's do this.
And he
That's
should have been.
no doubt
He should have
here.
been in the Elder. He should have been in the Elder because he was on.
I
that.
know the Elder. That's another thing. I want to sit him down and question him about the Elder.
What? I'd love to hear that story.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sean,
And
you
I-
been to Universal yet to get glasses or anything like that yet?
No, I'm going. I'm going to be there the Thursday night before Monster Palooza. That's what I have my tickets for. So I worked it out. So I basically just go right from Horror Nights right to the hotel in Burbank, and then just stay there for to get up the next morning for the show.
We were all saying these glasses are a lot smaller than we thought. They're kind of like the bathroom glass.
Yeah, they're cool though. The artwork's cool. I mean, I love how they kind of took that old school Burger King, Star Wars vibe artwork
Yeah.
and put them, for their Horror Nights glasses. Yeah.
Peanuts. Yeah, Garfield. There's a handful of them.
I was just curious. Today's movie spotlight was Shocker, as you can see in the background of Brady Beer Nuts back there, the little poster in the back. We rate typically movies on a scale from 0 to 10. I was just curious, since we got you on, can you rate Shocker in your opinion? 0 to 10. What do you think of the movie?
I'd probably give it, when I saw it back in the day, I probably would have given it like a 6.5. I was kind of let down, but nowadays it's so bad, it's fun that I'd probably give it more of a 7.5 just for cheese factor.
Hey,
Love it.
You guys are all on the damn same page.
Yep.
I like that.
7.5.
I like that.
And the soundtrack is outstanding.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah, the soundtrack is great, but it's so cornball. And it's funny it's funny how much that movie ripped off Trick or Treat. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
The Sammy Kerr thing, because it's all electricity, and that he does the outlet and all that stuff, and it's very similar.
that was the era of
better?
body, like The Hidden in that film. There was like a whole bunch of films.
The Hidden and fucking Jason Goes to Hell. Those are like the same movie.
Body to Body. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love The Hidden though, so I can't.
The Hidden's a great movie.
Good movie.
The Hidden would be the only downside of The Hidden. I just rewatched it recently. It's a great movie until that last scene, that animation when he shoots.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the animation with the gun, the laser gun thing is so terrible. It just takes you right out of the movie.
But that opening scene, like with the the showdown in the streets, though, the gunshot, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice. What about you, Brandon? You got
Also,
one?
the Hidden kind of ripped off Night of the Creeps a little bit too. So
That was the other one I was thinking of, Body.
Yeah. Well, the slugs going in your mouth and everything. I mean,
Actually, that was that last week? That was last week.
I think
we
that
did
was
a
last
review,
week.
right?
That was our
Night of the Creeps.
spotlight for last week. Yeah.
Night of the Creeps.
Thrill me.
Oh, yeah.
I give Night of the Creeps an 8.5.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Night of the Creeps is classic, man.
Suzanne Snyder met her at Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. What a sweetheart. She's awesome.
Who's that?
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Yeah, Suzanne Snyder.
Oh, right.
We're gonna have you on more, my friend. You cover all this stuff. I love this. All right, what you got, Pat?
I do have a question because, as the boys know, I'm a diehard Kiss fan like you. Actually, I was going to scan pictures of my old Kiss room from 20 some odd years ago when I actually had a large Kiss collection, and sold it all, which I still regret to this day. I still have all my Halloween stuff, and ever growing, it's turning into like a Kiss collection because every day there's more Halloween stuff coming out. It's killing us.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's very expensive. But what would be like a collectible you're trying to get that's a Kiss collectible, like the old Al Coin stuff that's you're chasing, that you're trying to get? Like I have probably a lot of the same stuff I've seen in your collection. I have I had the pinball machine, I had the Kiss guitar, basically all the stuff that came out at the time. Is there anything that you're looking for? I know you have some I know you have guitars and stuff like that were signed recently and stuff like that, stuff from the band, but what would be like something you're looking for? Like I know like the Kiss microphone is a real tough find, a little Kiss mini amplifier. I mean, I'm sure you follow John Five's collection,
Yeah.
He's got everything under the sun.
Yeah, but those things are only, I think they only made like one or two of, like there wasn't that there. I mean, I think at least the microphone thing, I think there might have been a few that got out, but a lot of that stuff is like it's just not out there.
It's
a lot
not
of
out there.
A lot of stuff was like prototypes and things like that. I mean, sure, I'd love to have that stuff, but as far as things I'm actively looking for, I am looking for. Oddly enough, I had them a long time ago and I sold them, but I've been getting things back that I let go. And one was the set of the 4 solo posters. The solo album cover posters. For some reason I cannot find a clean ace. Been trying to get a good ace.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one I'm missing. So
hell yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I every time I see some of your stuff, or I follow John Five's Knights in Satan Service on Instagram.
Yeah,
and it just kills me when I see stuff because I sold it all. But
I'll tell you what, man, I've been over to his house a few times and it just discourages you to continue. It makes me want to like give up.
Oh, you're like, I'm out.
Because I will never touch his Kiss collection.
Nobody will, I don't think, ever.
Oh, dude, it is so insane. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent over an hour with him just going through his T-shirts. He has racks. He has them.
Yep.
He has them on hangers in plastic. Like each one, we were just going through. Oh, this one was from this show, and they did this color, and this one, the same shirt, but it has a different colored collar. And this, I mean, it's like, dude, he's so crazy. Like when he got all the Kiss costumes, the kids' costumes in the box, he sought after every size.
I saw that. Yep.
He had to have every size.
Holy
it's
shit.
like, dude, not just one of each. He wants every size, small, medium, large. It's like, come on, man. That's hardcore. He's hardcore.
Yeah, that's my saving grace when I look at the old
You're
pictures
muted,
of my collection.
bro. I don't know if you're talking to us, but you're muted.
Oh,
I
yeah.
See your mouth moving.
Mike was
there you
muted.
go.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I was having to yell. Someone was bugging April from the alley, but I was saying, do you still have the Stern Kiss pinball machine?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't find that. Became like a real rare collector's item. Like it's expensive as a motherfucker if you can actually find one.
The newer one, you mean?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's that. If you look in like on Pinside, because I do a lot of pinball machines here at Michael's Horror and Pinball, but like on Pinside and stuff, I've been looking for a Stern Kiss machine for a while, and when one finally pops up, I mean, even the base model will pop up for like almost 10 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a gem right there, that one. But speaking of pinball machines, how are you digging the Halloween machine? Still rocking that one, eh?
I haven't had a whole lot of time to play it. It's funny, I was just looking at them upstairs when I was watching football, and I was like, man, I have not played these in so long. I was having fun with it when I had some time to play, but I just that's the one downside. To just every time I have free time, I jump right back into work mode. Like it's stuff like on my YouTube channel. I've got a ton of content, just like I shot a ton of content these last few days. I have no time to edit it. I'm sitting on all this content. I'm like hoping for a break. Maybe monkeypox. Go monkeypox. And then, have another pandemic. I can sit home for a year.
You filmed the video on the Danish, as you were telling me about that.
I did. I haven't done anything with those. Believe me, it gives me anxiety when I think about all that footage I've shot and I haven't done anything with it. But I'm also in the middle of editing the Lost Boys episode, which I've been working on with what feels like a fucking eternity.
Oh, cool.
So
I will say this: your one video on all the carnival food, Orange County.
Yeah,
I still have heartburn from watching it. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
see,
god,
videos
look at
like
that stuff.
Videos like that are easy to edit usually because I'm not having to add music and I don't have to put in like film clips. I can just kind of put it together and it can be sloppy and it doesn't matter too much. But those ones seem to be a little more time sensitive because they're about a specific event happening. Yeah, I don't know. I banged that one out like I think the night we got, maybe that night or the next day. So
yeah,
we talk quite a lot about the newer things that come out, whether it's NECA, some of the other Halloween memorabilia. You see a lot of this stuff get signed by the people that you rep. Is there a certain piece from the Halloween series you would love to see get made? Like anything from the Halloween series that would be kind of a cool collectible or piece of merch that
we got a running joke going here, so I'm curious what you're gonna say.
well, I had an idea. I had an idea for a that I was gonna try to do as like an item to be sold at the Halloween convention. Like the years ago, I think I came up with this idea for the 25th convention in 2003, and it was not cheap to make. And then there was the licensing issue that once I got tighter with Malik and everything, and then that kind of became like, well, you can't just make that. And there's certain things he has the rights to make that you don't need permission from the actors and stuff like that. But the item I had an idea of making was a keychain that was like a talking keychain, and you pressed it and it went, oh, the keys.
That's great.
And I did want to make at a couple of years ago, and the reason we didn't do it is because the convention center where we've done the Halloween convention since the 25th, the Pasadena Convention Center, you can't sell any food or beverage. It's all union. You have to use their people. I wanted to do Halloween H2O bottled water, but they wouldn't let us sell water.
Those are pretty good. Hey, what do y'all want to break it to them? What we've been pining for? Y'all go ahead.
Oh, the Halloween ale, that IPA. I got one right here.
Oh, no, the hard hat. The hard hat.
We want a Bucky hard hat.
We want a Bucky hard hat.
Yes. I think that would be so great, but I don't know. I mean, are you a Halloween 4 fan, or you just didn't dig it at all?
No, I mean the Bucky scene's funny.
Do it there, Pat.
But it's got to be a talking Bucky hard hat. So you press it and say, "Don't try that Halloween shit with me."
That's right.
Well, you remember at the H40 convention in Pasadena, there was so many people had made their own Bucky hard hats. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
There's a ton of people wearing those. I'm like, man, somebody ought to make that. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, I had gotten a hold of that actor, and he was supposed to come to the 35th, I think. It was the 30th or 35th, and he was psyched to do it, and then he just stopped communicating like just a couple months before the show, and then I found out he died. So.
Oh, my God.
We had talked about that. We were just trying to curious. We were curious about him and what happened to him. We actually had to do some research on him.
Yeah. I never got to meet him, but I did talk to him on the phone. And he was like blown away. I go, you're fucking kidding me. I go, no, dude, there's a website called Bucky's Power Plant that's like dedicated to your character. And he's like,
yes.
He didn't believe it. The other guy I've been looking for was his name Essex Smith. He's the
Halloween 3. Yeah,
Halloween
the guy at the gas station.
Dude. Yeah, the gas station dude. He just came out of nowhere. I swear to God, that guy.
It's not going to be any trouble, is it? Because I don't want to get in any trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Escape from New York, I think, too, right? He's got the scene in that.
Was he in Escape from New York?
Was he? I don't remember.
I thought he was the air traffic control guy, isn't he?
If he is, that slipped past me. Okay. If he isn't, you're just racist and you think they all look alike.
Damn it! I knew it.
I can't do that.
Now I got another question. This being the Halloween collectors podcast, I consider myself a relatively new collector. These guys have been doing it for many, many years. I've been doing it for a couple of years, not too long. But what company do you feel is putting out the best quality items? Like, I'm a big NECA guy. Do you like NECA? Do you like Trick or Treat? Like, what is it that, what company you feel is putting out the best items for us new collectors, like retail stuff? What do you think?
You just named them, NECA and Trick or Treat. Those are the two.
Those are the two.
Yeah, who else? Those sideshow statues were okay. I had issues with all of them. They're nice, but they could have been more dead on. There was things. I didn't buy any of them. I saw them all in person. I was like, it's close, but Trick or Treat and NECA do the best work. Of course, it could always be better. It could, there wouldn't be rehaulers if the shit was dead on.
Right.
That's true.
But
I've been a vendor for Sideshow, Trick or Treat, and NECA since I opened the shop. And Sideshow, because I'm in an industrial park, they gave me permissions because it's real touchy with hot toys. So they got to be real careful who they give permissions to and vendors agreements. But they said they gave me a special agreement where I can order exclusively horror. And they have not had anything to order. They're like not making horror.
Yeah. Yeah, they really seem to be focused on superhero and Star Wars right now.
Man, I got to tell you this real quick. So April was out there talking to someone in the alley. Turns out to be one of Converse Police Department cops. And it was the guy. I'll tell you a real quick story. I have an auto repair shop right next door to the horror and pinball shop that I'm in right now. And I got sick of walking around and unlocking the doors, so I cut a hole in the wall. And one night, my manager over at the body shop left the bay door open, and the cop drove by patrolling the area, and he saw the bay door open. It looked suspicious, so he went in looking for stuff. And then all of a sudden, he goes into the office and triggers the ADT alarm. And then I get an alert, and I'm looking at the cameras like, oh, shit, because I'm like a half hour from the shop. But I'm watching the cameras because I can't see that it's a cop at first. Well, all of a sudden, I switch cameras over to the horror and pinball shop because I see he's going for the hole in the wall to go into the other building. When he did, it was dark in here, and I had a 6-foot Michael Myers big statue right there beside the hole, and he had his gun drawn because he thought like the place was being robbed and no one was answering and all this other stuff, and it looked suspicious. So it was like America's Funniest Home Videos. He walks in, creeps through the side, and then goes like this and looks over and goes, shit, like that, and just freaks out and fucking points his gun at the face of the mannequin and shit. He came by and told April about it in person for the first time, but I had to tell you that. That was the funniest shit.
Did you record that clip?
No, I didn't. I haven't been able to record with ADT. I got the Arlo system, and it doesn't hold on to the information.
Yeah, my shit like it records everything, so I can go back and save stuff.
I wish, but I'm a baller on a budget. This place costs a lot of bucks. I had to spend $17,000 on an air conditioner because it's technically an industrial park, and the city said in order to have this place as a retail place, I had to install an air conditioner, and I couldn't find one for less than $17,000 that fit the schematic that would work for the shop. So
I don't doubt it. I just dropped. I had to get a new AC unit and have all my ducts redone, and it ended up running like it was something like 25,000 when it was all said and done. So
I work in that industry, and a lot of that equipment is few and far between right now. Lead times on stuff is just ridiculous.
I can't tell if I'm facing it because I can't see the screen, but that's a mollywhopper unit I got.
Yeah, I see
and
it.
Keeps the place real cool. Oh, speaking of which, are you going to be in San Antonio in October with Jim Courtney?
No.
Dang, that sucks because I'd love for you to stop by the shop. It's a fun place.
Yeah, no, Nay's going to that one. I'm going to be at Chiller that weekend in New Jersey.
Speaking of her, does she still make those houses, the Myers house?
We just haven't had time. I mean, we did all, she was doing that when we were stuck at home with the whole COVID shit. So
The Facebook auction era, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to do another one of those just to clear shit out again. I'm already getting backed up with crap.
I had a couple people ask me, so you're going to try to do one somewhere down the road? You got time?
If I have some time, yeah, there's more stuff I'd like to unload. My record collection's gotten out of control. I've got stacks of records and no room for them, so I need to go through and start thinning it out, getting rid of shit I don't care about, you know. There's that, and just other stuff that I buy, and then I sit back and I go, what the fuck did I buy that for? You know, it happens a lot. Impulse buying.
It's true. Been there, done that.
So it does sound...
Pat, if anybody's got questions in the comments, I see Frank Riker from the Slaughter Lamb podcast is in there. So if anybody's got questions.
Where's their comments?
I don't see anything. Oh, actually, I do want to comment on, because we were talking about security footage, and I watched the video you put up that you found on your security footage after your dog passed away.
Yeah.
That was incredible, because my wife, believe it or not, her and her friend have, they
Ghost
go out and do like ghost hunting. And I showed that to them, and they were floored. They said that was fantastic. Like, wow. That's crazy. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it on this channel, but go back and watch it. It was really cool. It's worth the time to watch.
Yeah, a lot of people asked me about that, but nothing else. Nothing ever happened again. That was one night.
Just one time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Go back and watch it. Oh, Frank's got one from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. Question for Sean. Was there ever a celebrity that you met that you wouldn't have guessed was a big horror fan?
Oh, let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of oh god, there is somebody that's a huge horror fan. I know. I don't know if you know who Kirk Acevedo is. He was in if you watched Arrow, he played the dragon. He's been like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. He was on Band of Brothers. He was on 12 Monkeys. He was on Oz. The show Oz. He was one of those. He was on Walking Dead.
Big supporting actor. Yeah.
I mean, you'd recognize him immediately. He's one of those guys. Strong character actor. Anyway, he's a buddy, and he's a massive horror fan. I mean, like he gets deep. Like he'll message me, dude, did you see this movie from Korea? Blah blah blah. And he gets deep into the shit. So yeah, he's a big horror guy. Let me see who else. Well, like this weekend, the kid who his name's Tanner, who plays Robbie on Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah.
He was a huge Scream fan. He was nerding out hard to meet Skeet this weekend.
He had the shirt on.
He was wearing a Ghostface shirt. Yeah, he wasn't just wearing it to look cool. He's like a big fan. So, every once in a while you get those that that you find out that they're really into it, and they, you kind of relate. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of the people that are in them aren't big fans.
That's crazy.
Look at Jamie Lee. She
like
said
Doug
the
Tate.
time she doesn't like it. Yeah.
You guys know Doug Tate. He's a huge horror fan. So that's one guy that played a Jason Annameyers and is a big horror fan.
Yeah, I got to get him on my poster because him and Aaron Armstrong have been Michael Myers, and those are the only two that have ever been Michael Myers I don't have on that poster. I need to meet him for sure, and I didn't even know that for the longest time.
Yeah.
What Myers was he?
He was the stunt in Kills, right?
Was you talking about Doug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did the SUV scene at the park. I happened to be there that night. He was the one on top of the SUV that jumps off.
That's right.
In the reflection, and he slams what's her face, Lindsay, up against the SUV, and then there's definitely shots of that James shot that are intercut in that scene. But he also was the one when she did the bag of bricks and she's hitting him. That was him getting hit. So I was there when they shot that. So it's got
to be surreal as a Halloween fan, isn't it, to get in so involved? It doesn't ruin watching the movies too much for you, does it, to see it happen?
No, it actually made that one more special for me, being there, actually seeing it happen. it was kind of funny though, because Doug and I have been friends for so long, and I didn't even know he got the gig. He didn't even tell me, and I was there on set that night, and he come walking in the trailer because I was hanging out with Chris in his trailer, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "You don't know?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
He must have been glowing.
Oh, dude, that's why we all those pictures you see of him in the trailer holding the mask and stuff and posing and stuff. I took all those because we were both like, "Dude, we gotta document this," you know.
That's awesome.
It's a lifelong dream for him. I think you guys have talked about.
Oh yeah, he was just so giddy. I mean, obviously it's like this much in the grand scheme of that film, but you know, he was there. You know, I mean, it's like the Tony Moran thing. You know, he did a couple seconds, but it's significant. You know, you did the part. It's legit. You know,
immortalized. You're immortalized in film. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about film.
Yeah. And then Aaron, I thought, did a fantastic job as the Flash.
Crazy good job.
Really good. Great fantastic.
Job. I want to be that guy. That's who I want to be, that guy.
Speaking of Chris Nelson, when do you guys, you got another episode of The Thing with Two Heads coming up?
Yeah.
God, we want to. It's just time. It's just time. I messaged him the end of last week about the possibility of trying to knock one out this week. We have a couple guests. We have one guest that'll really interest you guys that was going to come on and hopefully make an announcement soon. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off this week, but if not, there's Jeff Daniel Phillips. I think we're going to have him on to talk about the Munsters movie and stuff. So
we talked about that earlier. I just actually saw it last night because people were posting the link online to watch it. Mm-hmm. And I thought he did. I was telling them,
who saw it? Oh, you guys who've seen it?
I've seen it.
You're the only one?
I think so. Right? You guys didn't watch it.
You know what? I liked it.
I did.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know what people are expecting. It's a fucking goofy kid show. It was a goofy kids movie. I mean, I thought it was fun.
It was a fun watch. Yeah.
I thought my only real complaint was Sherry. I just didn't think,
overacting. I didn't buy her as Lily.
Didn't buy her as Lily.
No.
But I thought Richard Brake stole the show as Count Orlok.
Yes, he was good. And that's what I was going to bring up when you were talking about Richard Brake before. He was great. And I'm sorry, Daniel Roebuck nailed.
Grandpa. Yeah, Daniel Roebuck nailed it. I thought Jeff was great as Herman.
He was good, yeah.
But I thought the guy who played like the Igor guy, the dude from Lost, that guy was funny.
He was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good.
You and Chris talked about it, Sean. I think you guys said, or at least you did, that the preview possibly wouldn't do it justice, and it sounds like that.
Yeah, well, my issue with it, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail on our show. I felt like it didn't really work as a movie. It should have been a miniseries. It should have been like 6 30-minute episodes. Like Netflix miniseries, because it didn't feel like a movie. If it was this origin thing that built right up to them moving into the house, and then it just stops. And
that's what I said before. I'm like, the ending was just like there. I'm like, that's how it's ending?
Yeah.
It just stopped.
And it kind of, as a fan, when the movie ended, I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait for the next episode." But there isn't one. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, "Oh, now you got it up to where now we can start doing the things we want it to do." You laid down the groundwork. You introduced everybody, their backstories. This is who they are. Let's see some shit now, and it ends.
It just ends. Yep.
Yeah.
I was waiting. Then the credits started rolling. I'm like, "That's it."
Yeah, and
like, all right.
That was what disappointed me.
Rob Zombie doing a PG movie, so that's where it was like.
Yeah, well, everybody pissed and moaned when they thought it was going to be fucking white trash F-bombs, and then it ends up being exactly what everybody wants it to be, and then they complain about that.
Yeah, what's that?
People just like the bitch. That's the problem.
Right. Amen.
Hey, Sean. So happy early birthday! September 30th is your birthday. Can you tell the Jimmy Page story? I remember you telling it once before.
Why do you want to hear it if you know the story?
I guess he wants to hear it again.
Thank you for the birthday wishes. The Jimmy Page story. You guys really want me to tell it? Have you all heard it?
I have.
Yeah, I have.
I might have. I can't.
Yeah.
in a nutshell, Jimmy Page was a dick when I met him. I mean, it was
Basically.
and he took pleasure
What a
in
great
being with
story!
it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Long and short of it.
the actual story is a lot more funny, but if you've heard it, you know, ask something else.
So I got a question for you, real quick. I was going to ask this. They say don't meet your heroes. Is there any example you have of that where you wish you wouldn't have met him because it kind of ruined it for you?
Yeah, Jimmy Page,
That was
Samuel L. Jackson, and John Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten. Which
Johnny Rotten.
you kind of expected he did. He
I would
basically
expect that.
he did what you'd expect him to do, but
Right.
you want to be like, hey, no, don't be a dick to me. I'm actually a real fan. I've seen the Sex Pistols. I've seen Public Image numerous times. I even saw you on your extremely short-lived solo tour that I think he did 4 dates for. So it's like, bro, I'm a real fan, but he was a fucking total dick. But
Yeah.
Now, I've heard this story. I know you did supplemental stuff, I think, for Starman with Jeff Bridges. That was an experience meeting him, though, right?
Oh, such a great guy. Funny, we talked about him. We were talking about him last night at dinner. The Skeet and Thomas and them were talking about Jeff, and I told my story of getting to like spend an hour and a half, 2 hours with him. Was so cool, you know, just such a legend, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
I think I annoyed him a little bit as I kept pulling out things for him to sign at the end. I go, you mind signing a few things? And he's like, yeah, man, no problem. You know, and then I was like, 1, 2, he gets a third, and I pull out like the 4th, and he goes, I brought 6 things. I'm like, and I said to him, I go, hey man, I said, I'm sorry, but I'm a big fan, and I don't think I'll ever get a chance to meet you again. So I'm like, I brought 3 Tron items, a Starman poster, and 2 Big Lebowski posters.
Oh, good. Lebowski.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Actually, there's a question from Frank Riker again from the Slaughter Lamb podcast. Sean, what classic 50s horror poster would you love to have in your collection? Also, would you rather have Lugosi's Dracula cape or Karloff's monster neck bolts?
Okay, between those 2 choices, I'd go with the neck bolts because they're easier to display. And Lugosi's cape he's buried in, so it's kind of I'd be
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it even better. I would definitely go with the cape if that's the case.
I don't want to desecrate Lugosi's grave.
Well, there's that angle.
I mean, if I had the choice, I'd go with the Dracula ring, but he was buried with that too, apparently. But 50s poster, oh god. God, there's so many good ones, man. And I'm trying to think of exactly what the dates are. I mean, I would probably go with like an original Frankenstein or something, you know. And that was 50s, right? I don't know the exact release date. I believe it's 50s.
It's a guesstimation.
I'm pretty sure it's 50s. I don't think it was in the 60s, and it definitely wasn't in the 40s. It's got to be in the 50s. Looking it up? Who's looking it up?
Let's see who's looking it up. Let's see.
I can have it.
Actually, I did look up Essex Smith before, but it doesn't show that he was in Escape from New York. He was in Stir Crazy, which I don't remember him in Stir Crazy.
He's a prisoner. That's right.
Was he?
1930. What is this? 1930.
And the Incredible Hulk he was in. And also Get Him Quick because it says he's how old now? Oof.
I must have been thinking.
Oh shit! Frankenstein's 1931.
It's 31. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I wasn't looking it up.
Wow. There you go. Hey man, like I'm an expert in the 70s and 80s shit. I mean, I love Frankenstein, but I didn't know what year it came out. That's my bad on that one. Wow. I was thinking, man, I didn't realize it was old.
Just a little off, just a little bit.
That's crazy. We're creeping up on 100 years. That's nuts.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy when that started? Wow.
So 50s, I don't know. I'd have to see what I mean. Now I'm gonna Google horror 50s horror movies.
Got put on the spot there.
Yeah, he asked me a random one. He's asked me about old movies like that.
Ends, obviously, that's probably kind of has to be a priority, I would assume, before people start nagging on you.
Okay. Oh well, Creature in the Black Lagoon. I already own one. I'd probably go with House of Wax or the Blob.
No, Blob.
The Blob, yes.
Nice.
Steve McQueen. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Sean, we have one more agenda this evening. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, and we don't have a whole lot more time left, but we're definitely enjoying it. But we got a Scream Queen tournament going, and today's lineup is Miss Vera Farmiga and Miss Emma Roberts.
Okay.
And there's not really a criteria. It's just a Scream Queen in general, and we have our own different reasons for that. But who would you advance to the next round out of those two?
Vera, hands down.
Amen.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Emma always plays characters I don't like. She's always like the annoying, bitchy blonde. I mean, I think I think she's all right. I mean, but Vera's done some really solid work, and I think she's has a lot more range as an actress. I mean, she's done a lot of good non-horror stuff too.
The Departed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One big running scared.
Yeah, she was in that first Orphan film. She was really good in that.
Yep. And Joshua, buddy wants to say hi.
Hey,
what's up, bub? How you doing?
He's bugging me as he wants me to feed him, I think. I actually interviewed her when I was a journalist on Orphan. She was pregnant at the time. I remember specifically. She was a big old belly at the time. Yeah, she was really cool. She's awesome. Now, obviously you got the Conjuring films, Godzilla,
Bates
Motel, my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, how did I miss that?
That was
here. I'll show you something real quick. Hold on a sec. Let me grab something.
But we got American Horror Story with Emma Roberts. That's some kick-ass work too. Now, it's not a complete write-off, is it? Because I'm going to tell you honestly, my vote was for Emma Roberts because I just felt like this whole thing was a homely hot versus magazine hot kind of scenario. But I guess I took it in a different direction than everybody, per usual.
There's your black cat.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. You're famous. You're
Yeah, guys, quick, because we only got about 15, 20 more minutes.
What you got, Joe?
How long Sean can stay with us. If you got any questions, throw them in the chat.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I loved Emma Roberts' work in Scream 4. Was it which one? Scream 4 she was in?
Where she was the villain, right? She ended up being the villain?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was good in that movie. I just think that she's just Vera's catalog is way better.
It's deeper,
she's got more things going on. I love the Conjuring franchise, so it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff.
I picked this up recently. This is a Vera life mask from Bates Motel. This is they use this for when she was dead. She was
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You get a good look at it.
That is
No,
crazy.
yeah.
Now it's like she's
That is
this is what she'd look like with my hair.
she is amazing.
If I had to say what my favorite Emma Roberts thing was, I actually was a fan of the Scream Queens series. I thought it was really funny.
It was good, yeah.
That was good.
Like,
What did it last? 2 seasons? Was that
2
it?
seasons, yeah.
2 seasons.
I think it was a very underrated show. It's actually really funny. What did she call the thing that used to crack me up the most was when she was ragging on the deaf girl and she'd call her Deaf Taylor Swift or something. You're like, shut up, Deaf Taylor Swift. She was really mean. It was a good show. Yeah.
Jamie Lee looked like she had fun on that show for being on that.
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
Speaking of the Scream Queens that we did last week, we had Heather Langenkamp and who was the other one?
Danielle Harris.
Danielle Harris. Who would you give that to?
Well, I mean, obviously Heather has the best film. If you were to sit and break it down over, who did the bigger, better movie, you got to give it to Heather. But Danielle definitely has the larger body of work in the horror genre, and I mean, and what really puts her over was her epic performance in the Black Waters of Echo's Pond. I'd have to say.
Oh,
All right. Thank you, sir.
He's
I
with
appreciate
you,
it.
Michael. He's with you.
My man Joe held up his arm, showed his Danielle Harris tattoo just to remind us that he didn't even pick her, for fuck's sake.
You didn't pick her?
No.
No, there's a lot more to it, but no, I did not.
See, when we started doing this, we shouldn't have put Nev Campbell versus Jamie Lee Curtis in the first round because those are probably ideally going into the finals. But
Yeah. How about you do like Suzanne Snyder versus, let's say, Felissa Rose?
Oh,
Ooh, Felissa Rose.
yeah.
Dear diary.
Gotta go Suzanne Snyder. I mean, wouldn't you agree? I mean, Suzanne Snyder has Killer Clowns, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, Night of the Creeps.
Yes.
Well, Weird Science isn't really horror. But what does Felissa Rose have? I know one movie.
One movie.
I mean,
she
I
was
know
in one of the Hatchet movies. She was like Hatchet 3 or something. She was in one of the Hatchets.
Yeah, well,
Nah.
I'm not. I'm just saying she's been in like 100 B movies that I couldn't name any of them. You know what I mean?
She's very nice. That's about it.
I was just throwing up an example. I just wanted to see what you guys would say.
That's a good one. Felissa Rose is like the nicest person. Like I saw her at all the conventions before I had ever even seen the Sleepaway Camp movie, and I was like, well, every time I walk by this woman, she's like really super nice to me and smiles and waves and all this stuff. So I went and watched the movie. I'm like, it's kind of fun. But
I like
then it gave me an excuse to go meet her and get her autograph and all that jazz. But since I've loved talking to her, she's amazing.
She's cool. I mean, she's made a hell of a career off of one movie. That's for sure.
Well, she also, I was talking to her about doing a music video because I found out she produced Slayer's little trilogy video of that jailbreak scene or whatever. So I was talking to her about doing a Malicide video. It was actually a really funny story because she's there with Dave Sheridan per usual. And I wanted to get her excited about Malicide and the project. So I went home and grabbed some shirts and stuff. But that awkward moment happened where I looked at the shirts. I'm like, oh, shit. I don't know that she'd be able to wear a medium, but is she going to get offended if I think it's like an extra large? So I'm freaking out. I end up just putting a large in there and saying, fuck it. Then I go back to Trader Village the next day where she was doing the weekend in San Antonio. And I go up to her. And I hand her the bag, and she's like, oh, this is so cool. And she looks over at Dave Sheridan and says, he gave me some swag, and we're going to do a music video. And he's like, oh, yeah, what did he give you? And she said, some shirts and a CD. And he says, oh, yeah, you got you a shirt. What size did he think you were? I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But she looked at it. She literally said, oh, well, he gave me my size. Just mind your business. I was like, oh, thank fuck. Like that could have been awkward in like 5 seconds flat, but no, I thought she was great. She's great.
No, she's really cool. She's a friend. I'm just saying. Again, Heather's a friend. Danielle's a friend. I got to pick somebody, right?
Right. Well, thank you for picking Danielle. I really appreciate that. I thought I was alone in this world.
Well, Frank's got a reference to the thing with two heads. Sean, any luck finding that talcum?
It's gone, man. They don't make it no more. Sucks. I got sticky nuts because of it.
That's that old Western action.
As you get older, they get stickier as they hang lower.
They hang lower, believe me. Is it cool hanging with the woo?
Woo. Yeah, he's a good friend. We had a blast doing all those locations. It was, dude. I swear to God, man. He and I. We get dumb luck. I mean, a lot of dumb luck with this location stuff. I mean, he got the full hookup for the 3 o'clock high school. That because getting into schools nowadays is not easy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
You come walking up the school and they immediately look at you like you're Gary Busey. I mean, it's like not a good. They're like, we don't need this guy in here. We got in that, and then what else did we? Trying to think of what else we got in. That was I went back by myself because we shot into late at night. I think we started on one day. We started at 9 a.m. and wrapped at 11 p.m. and it was so dark. We did the Hereditary school last, and we didn't want to go there early because there was kids there and shit. So we went at night, but by the time we got there, it was so dark that I looked at the footage and I was like, man, I should go back, but he was busy that day. He's visiting his sister in Salt Lake. So he couldn't go. So I went over by myself, and it was right when school was about to get out. And I was like, man, should I just try to see if I can, let me in the school? So I said, hey, where's the office at? And they said, oh, go in here. And it's an indoor school. I go into the office and there's this lady there. And I said, hey, it's kind of weird question. She's like, yeah, can I help you? And I said, look, so I'm a big fan of the movie Hereditary, and I know they shot it here. And I'm in town from California I'm working at the Comic-Con. And I didn't know if there's any chance that I could see the spots where they shot the movie inside, after school's over or something. She goes, the Comic-Con. Oh my God. I wanted to go there so bad. She goes, I'm dying to meet Skeet Ulrich. And I go, really?
Wow.
Guess what? And she's like, what? I go, I'm his manager. She's like, shut up. I go, I swear to God. I go, I'm his manager. I go, that's why I'm with him. I name who I'm here with. I go, you hook me up, I'll hook you up. and I said, I'll get you passes to the show. I'll cut you in line in front to meet him, free autograph, free photo with him. And she's like, are you serious? I go, Dad, here's my business card. And I actually was still wearing my badge that said celebrity manager on it. So I showed it to her, and she's like, oh shit, And so she asked the principal. The principal was super cool. And they said, there's this janitor that was here when they shot the movie, and he knows where everything's at.
Wow.
And he took me to every spot. And he knew shit I didn't know. Like, right here they had this over here, and this is where they had the craft service area, and he's telling me all, and he's let me film him tell me the whole story. So it's gonna be epic.
Dude, that movie is it's a top 10 movie for me, man. It scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
Really
Well, he took me to every spot. He took me to the bleachers where they're smoking out. He took the little girls' classroom was at that school. The boys' classroom, or he's slamming his head and all that stuff. Yes. Even the cabinets where he sees his reflection, those cabinets are really there.
That's awesome.
And then the hallways, obviously inside. And I found the exact spot outside where she cuts the head off the bird, and and all that stuff.
God damn, such a good fucking movie, man. Millie I got to meet her. Was it in Houston? And she was a sweetheart, man. Super cool to meet her. She
helped me with a lot of the locations, actually. Yeah, because I didn't know where they all were, but I hit her up about a few. The only one I couldn't get in was the house. I couldn't get. They wouldn't. It's a gated, like a really really ritzy gated community. They wouldn't even let us. No dice. We looked around. Adam and I drove all around. It's in like the mountains, kind of like a ski resort is there and everything.
Yeah.
There's no way to get to it. You have to have permission to get in there. We were trying to figure out ways we could hike. There's no way.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Damn.
But there is a ski lift that goes right by the house. So if you go during ski season and you go on that lift, you literally pass almost over the top of it.
No shit.
So maybe I'll go back during ski season and check it out from above. I just want to know, is the treehouse still there, or did they take it down? That's the mystery.
Oh, that movie.
A big part of the film, the treehouse. Oh man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they didn't shoot inside the house at all. It was all sets they built at a studio.
God damn.
But I got in the funeral home too, which was another one I couldn't believe that they let me in. And the guy, because I came walking in, I'm like, hey, and he's like in a suit. He was like talking to a couple, they were, and you could tell it was a real somber moment. I'm like, oh, excuse me, and the guy goes, can I help you? And I do the whole thing. Yeah, I'm from California. I'm a big fan of him. I just want to know if he goes, yeah, here, excuse me for a second. I'll show you where. He goes, follow me.
Keep grieving. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he takes me in. He said, oh, this is the room where they had the viewing. And right over here is the room where they had the service, and everything. And I'm like, and he goes, go ahead and take your time. And I'm like, awesome. I tell you, Salt Lake City, those people are so nice. I mean, it's a different kind of animal. I mean, because if you've seen my Halloween 4, 5, and 6, almost everybody invited me in their house. I couldn't believe it. You know?
Yeah, Don Shanks is there, right, too? Don Shanks is from the neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, and he actually called me while I was there because a buddy of his came by the table and introduced himself to me. And he said, "Oh, hey, you know, he told me his name was Tommy or Tim." Anyway, he said, "Oh, I'm a good friend of Don's." And he goes, "I recognized you from that video with you and him going to the locations." And he goes, "You're his manager, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I told him I thought I saw you here." And I called him and he told me to tell you hello. And then he ended up calling me like an hour later. And I go, "Oh, yeah, I met your buddy." And it was just kind of a weird coincidence. Oh, and get this. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to put this in my episode. So he had told me he doubled the guy for Silent Night, Deadly Night. He was the Santa killer. He did all of the stunts.
Wow.
Oh my God.
No shit.
Yeah. So, and he'd always told me about that, and I never really thought much of it. But one thing I noticed, let me see if I can find it here. When I was doing my research for to do my episode, did you realize he's in the movie? Like you can see him in the movie. I never knew it.
No way. No.
You know the scene where the cops mistake the guy going into his daughter's bedroom, the surprise her as Santa, and they think it's the killer. That's Don. And you see his face clear as day, and I can't believe I never noticed. Here, I'll show you. Look, let me pull this up, see if you guys can see it.
I gotta go back and watch that. It's been a minute.
That's Don.
Ain't that a bitch?
That's right. Oh, that's right.
Ain't that a bitch?
So I went to that house, and I didn't get inside, but I filmed that house. But yeah, he doubled him through the whole movie. So if you have a Silent Night, Deadly Night action figure, you can have him sign it too.
Yeah, I got a couple of them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I caught Don Shanks on Lou Ferrigno, Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk episode. I was like, oh, wow, he did one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff, man. But, it makes sense. He's from Salt Lake. It's where they shot it,
That is so freaking gnarly, man.
Oh.
Great movie. Not so much the second one, but the first one. Great movie.
Second one's awesome though. Come on.
It's so good. It's so bad. It's good.
Exactly.
Garbage Day. I mean, garbage day. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, shoot him!" And he goes, "Ha ha ha!" This really bad, exaggerated laugh.
Yeah, I mean that it is hysterical. Well, actually, speaking of Christmas horror movies, would you ever consider Horror's Hallowed Grounds of Black Christmas, the original?
I did it as an article in Horror Hound, but I
did you?
Yeah, years ago. But I never did a video version. Yes, I'd love to. I plan on going back to Toronto soon. I have a bunch that I want to do while I'm there. I probably need to stay there like a week to get to just bang them all out. My buddy, that guy Scott on Tape, if you've seen his stuff, he lives there, and he was like, "Dude, come stay with me. We'll go together." Blah blah blah. And I've done all these as like written articles and taken pictures, but I never did video episodes. I'd like to do Prom Night. This is going back and doing them. Prom Night, Class of 1984, American Psycho, Black Christmas, probably maybe The Fly, Dead Zone, Videodrone. I mean, there's a lot I'd like to try to knock out there, but I did one video episode there. I did In the Mouth of Madness. That was Toronto. Yeah.
The movie we just talked about, Shocker, I think a lot of that's out in your neck of the woods. I don't know if you ever researched that one.
Yeah.
I think there's one field outside in Joe and Michael's area that's in San Antonio, at least from IMDb.
I think Grim Life Collective did Shocker recently.
Oh, Grim Life did? Okay.
I think so. I think they did it. Yeah. I don't know if it was complete. I don't know if I watched it. I think I skimmed it. So I don't know if I get like annoyed sometimes, even though those guys are my friends. But when somebody does one that I've been planning to do, I get like, fuck. I don't even want to watch it because
motherfuckers.
Well,
Yeah.
gentlemen, I'm being summoned, so I'm going to bounce out of here, man. But hey, this was
Now it's when it's going to get real.
yeah, now you guys can get out of control because the kids leave. Hey, man, it's been more than a pleasure chatting with you, my friend. And I got a lot of plans to bring some people in here to the shop. So I'll be in touch really soon. I'm just waiting on a couple moves, but I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for coming out, my friend.
No problem. My pleasure.
Cheers.
Later, Mike.
Right on.
There he goes.
Now you mentioned Class of 1984. Are you a fan of Class of 1999? Because it's one of my personal favorites.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
so much.
you know, it's funny. I had not seen that movie since it came out, right?
Yeah.
And I own the one sheet because I remember when I was at a Fangoria convention when that movie came out, they were passing them out, and I have this pristine rolled Class of 1999 poster.
Yeah.
And it's been in my collection forever. And for some reason, I think when I was doing my poster collection videos, when I started doing them, when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I should really rewatch that movie. And I remember hating it because I was such a fan of Class of 1984. I wanted a sequel to that, and it really isn't, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
So I rewatched it, and I was pleasantly surprised at how fucking awesome it is. I just didn't give it a chance. It was kind of like the Halloween 3 thing. When I first saw Halloween 3, and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I kind of had the same reaction, but I went back to Class of 1999, and it rules. So many cool practical effects, too. But then it all got ruined by when I saw Class of 1999 Part 2. Just complete dog shit. Like, complete dog shit.
He's got a good cast. Pamela Greer in there. What, Malcolm McDowell's in there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a big Joshua Miller fan, like back in the day. Big fan of that dude, man.
Stacy Keach and what's his name? Bradley, the guy from Elm Street 3.
Yeah, the guy from 3. That's right.
Yeah.
The guy with
Bradley something. Yeah, he's the puppet guy. I can't remember what his last name is. But yeah, it's a great movie, man.
God damn it. I'm glad it makes me feel good to hear you say that.
That Craig Watson that's from that. I love Body Double, Brian De Palma's Body Double. Is he anywhere to be found? He'd be a good convention guest, or maybe he's not into. I don't know if you've ever looked.
I think lots of people have tried. He's just not into it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he would be cool though, for sure. He's done some good shit.
But what I will say is two of your favorite movies that I've seen you mention over the times. It's two of my favorite movies, and you have two amazing pieces from the movies: The Warriors and Dazed and Confused.
Yes.
For those that don't know, you got Swan's jacket, correct?
Ajax vest.
It's Ajax. I wasn't sure if it was okay. Yeah. I thought it was Swan, but then and then I saw you just got the smoking friggin' belt buckle from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
that is friggin' awesome.
Randall Pink Floyd's belt buckle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. I was like, I'd love to have that.
What's funny is like, it's one of those things that when I tell people about it, they're kind of like, oh, what is that? And then when you show them the scene, you're like, oh my God. A lot of people never realized what
they don't realize it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was not something that I was like trying to find, but it was something that Jason told me he had. And I was like, I'd always say, hey, what's going on with that belt buckle? You ever gonna let that go? And I bugged him for like 10 years. And finally one day he was like, I think needed some cash and was willing to part with it. I can tell you right now, I overpaid. I absolutely overpaid. And I told him that. I said, I'm going to make you one offer. I'm overpaying. I already know that. So don't fucking try to, how about this much? This is my final offer. And I told him and he accepted. So, I didn't try to get a deal. I didn't take advantage by any means.
That movie and 48 Hours are two of my first R-rated movies. I was born in 81. So he's a pinpoint in my head with being a big part of some of the early violent movies I've seen. So
yeah,
so good.
Real nice guy.
I had one more question that I had written down and I wanted to ask you because I'm so curious about it. you have written movies in the past, or you wrote a movie in the past, and you're a writer and stuff like that. But if you had the option to choose a director, it's going to be an open-ended question. Who would you choose to direct your movie? If you had a chance to just make one movie, who would you choose to direct it, and why would you choose that person?
I'd choose me. Because
Good answer.
Because
right,
that's who I'd want to direct it.
Okay.
But if it was like, hey, you can't direct it, you got to pick someone.
Sure.
Let's see. Excuse me. I think I'd go with. Right now, I think I'd go with Mike Flanagan.
Holy shnikes! All right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean because dude, think about it. The dude hasn't made a bad movie. I mean, Oculus, Hush, Doctor Sleep, Haunting a Hill House, Bly Manor was, it was good, but it wasn't as good as Hill House. Yeah. Midnight Mass. I mean, his stuff is good, and he is a horror fan. He is a legit. I met him last weekend, and me and him hit it off so hard. It was like it felt like that episode or that thing in Step Brothers. Did we just become best friends? I mean, it was like we exchanged numbers. He's like, dude, I gotta come over to your house and see your shit. He was, I mean, it was like we became buddies like that. Yeah, he's rad. And talking to him about horror. And I mean, yeah, you asked earlier about a celebrity that's a big horror fan. That dude is a massive horror fan. Yes, massive horror fan, and he knows his shit. I mean, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I love personally Ouija Origin of Evil is one of my favorite. It's fucking scary as shit, and I love that movie.
Did he direct that?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, dude, it's so good with the young actress. She is phenomenal. The first Ouija.
Wait, I did see it. Henry Thomas is in it, plays the priest, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been so many Ouija movies. I'm sure.
Yeah, the first one sucked ass, but this one,
I even made one, and I didn't even know it. True story. True story. Check this out. Check it out.
No, Joe is usually ass cheeks, all right? It says total ass cheeks.
Yeah, straight ass cheeks. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, man.
I'm knocking shit over.
Yeah, if y'all haven't seen that one, guys, Ouija Origin of Evil, it's so scary, man. So fucking scary.
I have to go check it out. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You see how Sean's got that Danzig drum head in the back?
Oh, yeah.
When he was doing the Facebook auctions, he must have had like 24 people asking if that was for sale. He's like,
no. They're like, no.
Okay, so you guys know I did this movie, Blackwater's of Echoes Pond, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I think this is like in Thailand, it's called Final Dead Game. All right. In Germany, or not Germany, where was this?
Play on.
Shit, I don't know which country this. It's called Evil Undead.
What the fuck?
But in Germany, it's called Ouija.
Is that what the
Ouija?
What?
Ouija were darn Tuffle roofed. I don't know what the fuck that means. But so I made a Ouija movie. I didn't even know.
That is fucking awesome, bro. I did not know that.
I can't wait if somebody brought that up to you at a convention to sign, that'd be something.
Holy shit. Now people are gonna start looking for that shit.
What did Frank say there in the thing?
Oh yeah, Frank's got one here. Since you're a Dolphins fan. That's
a great connection. That's weird.
Oh, brother. That's tough. Would you? I'd go with the music band reunite just because there is a chance I could go get to see the Dolphins someday. I mean, if they go all the way, I'm definitely going to throw down for tickets wherever it's at. So I would have to go for the reunite thing, I think, because that's something that can't ever happen, probably. I don't know. But he didn't ask which band. So.
Well, somebody was asking about the Pantera thing. I mean, I've seen the original Pantera. I don't plan on going to this. Yeah, I'm not going to go.
Here's the thing. Charlie's a buddy.
They're great guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. But I've seen the original Pantera.
Me too, yep.
If I'm in town when they play, I'll more than likely go just because he'll probably say, dude, you should come. And, I'll be hooked up. But I'm not excited for it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Me neither.
Plus, not a big fan of Phil on a personal level. Like, he was kind of a dick when I met him, and he was a dick to a bunch of my clients once. It's a long story, but he was given some bad information by a bad dude. Oddly enough, the same dude that gave Tony Moran bad information about me and other people. Shocker. But he then started yelling obscenities at a bunch of the Walking Dead actors at Monster Mania as he was leaving, mind you. He waited till he was leaving to do it. But anyway, I'm just not, whatever. I like his music.
He was at another show, and I'm not going to say what other convention, but over 2 hours, I kept going back to his table, and he was just walking around. And I'm not going to go ask somebody, especially if it's a fee. I'm like, hey, be back at your table. I want to be able to pay for this, rightfully so.
See, a celebrity walking around and not at their table, meaning they weren't busy. I can only imagine what show that would have been. Anyway, I don't know. That show sounds like it was dead.
Snap.
And just one more thing. I know we're getting late, but I'm super excited for Ends. I know the fellas are. I know you probably are. But is it kind of a bittersweet feeling, that it's coming to the end for this trilogy, or you feel like there's more still to come?
Oh, come on, man. That Michael Myers is going to outlive all of us. They're going to make
very true.
They're going to make movies long after we're all dead. Yep,
it's all about
That's all about that. You got it.
But what do you know, the connection with Chris and like all this, how much has been happening within this trilogy? Like, do you feel like it's, something is coming to an end, or, is it?
Well, I mean, as long as Malik still owns the franchise, I know I'm always going to have an in with the franchise. As long as he's producing whatever the next thing is, I'll probably be invited to the set, and so I'm not. It would be bittersweet if I found out Malik sold it to somebody I didn't know and it was now in other hands or whatever. That would be weird.
Sure.
But as far as this one coming to an end, I'm totally good with it. I mean, because it seems like everybody I know connected to it is so ready for it to be over that nobody's crying about it. I mean, Chris is like, I'm so done with Halloween. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got all those reholes to do now, right?
Yeah. Now he's got the rest of his life. He's got to do rehauls, and it's just. But everybody's excited for the movie. Everybody's excited for people to see it, and I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it. I'm excited to. From what I've heard, I'm looking forward to it. I know
go to the premiere this time again, or you don't know.
I'm supposed to. I haven't gotten my tickets yet, but everybody tells me I'm going. So until I actually have the tickets, I want to.
No, it's just the I'm somehow connected to that through the things that you were able to do. So because you put out the content that allows us to see things that we normally wouldn't see. So that's just my interest in that. Is just I want to feel like there's still more to come. So you made me feel a little bit better. You made me feel a little bit better.
Dude. There's more to come. I don't have any definitive evidence of that, but I'm just.
It's obvious.
It's obvious. Yeah. It'll keep going, man. It's like there's going to be more Friday the 13th eventually. There's going to be more Nightmare on Elm Street. So it's going to be different, but it's all about cashing in.
Yeah, it's that tie into, what you said about music is like you listen to music that you enjoy and you like because you like it. It's same here for me. It's like that anxiety thing. Like, I don't want to feel like there's I want to stick to what I like, and I want there to have that. I want that reassurance, so to speak,
Yeah. And if it ever did end, which I don't think it is, we always got those movies to go back to, so
part 4, baby. Part 4, part 4.
Make some with Season of the Witch. Let's go. Let's go.
Season of the Witch remake.
They need to do take part 4 and fucking CG a good mask over it. Maybe it'll be a better movie.
Well, actually, I do have a quick question because I know you're close with Tommy Lee Wallace. Any news on when his book's supposed to come out? I haven't heard anything.
I think he said it was going to be out by
November, I think, right?
Yeah. I thought he said it'd be. Oh, this is cool. Thomas Ian Griffith just texted me. Big win for your team today.
That's fucking awesome, man.
I'm telling him ugly, but I'll take it.
He turned into a silver fox, didn't he? He turned into a silver fox.
Yeah, very silver fox.
He's awesome as a villain again. Good to see him in that show again.
Oh yeah, he's great. And it's so funny is I'm the first person that told him that they're gonna call you. When I was doing vampires, it was before he was ever reached. Like Cobra Kai was on season 2, I think.
He was out of acting, right? He was done, or no?
Yeah, he's basically does mostly writing and producing now. And I said, don't be shocked if you get a call, man. I go, I think they're gonna bring Terry Silver back. He's like, nah, and I go, I'm telling you. And sure as shit, he was telling a fan this weekend. And he was like, Sean was the first guy that told me, and I was like, yep.
Hey, who's the only one they got to ask for? Hilary Swank, if you count that? I don't even know if you count that.
Yeah, I don't think she would.
Yeah.
I don't think she would. But then again, would you ever thought Elizabeth Shue would? Maybe Swank would. Who knows? But that's getting so deep into the fandom. How many people even really remember? That's like the real bad movie. The next one.
That is a Will Smith kid movie, but no talk about that.
Yeah, well, they're not going there at all because it's funny. I asked him about that. Do you think they ever would? And he said no, because that's a completely different universe. So
right,
yeah, straight ass cheeks. That
Sean
movie.
should have been an ends. Did they ever ask you if you wanted to do like a walk-on cameo? Any of the 3?
Well, they kept talking about they were going to stick me in Kills.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I was talking to Chris about coming, he goes, "Oh, we're gonna put you in there. We're gonna put you in there." And I didn't push for it or anything. And it just so happens the 3 days that I visited set, there wasn't really an opportunity. If I was there one of the days with the group, Evil Dies Tonight and all that shit, I definitely would have been in there for sure.
Or you're in the bar with the guys there. That could have been a spot for.
Yeah, I mean, the scenes I was there. It was the SUV scene at the park and all the flashback stuff in the alley and the streets and all that. I didn't see, any of the mob stuff at all.
See, that you could have stood next to the girl with the iron. You could have had like a toaster or something.
I know. I could have been toaster guy. That would have been awesome.
Well, the female Rambo, right?
Yeah. But in ends, it kind of got brought up, and again, I'm not the guy that my dog's freaking out for something. I don't like to ask for shit like that, buddy. Shut up. I don't like to ask for that kind of stuff. But I found out kind of how the movie was supposed to end, and there was a scene that I was like, oh my God, I would be so perfect for that scene. I mean, it's like meant to be. And I called Malik and I said, hey, I know I'm not supposed to know about this, but I kind of heard that this is the last scene in the movie. And I said, I've never asked to be in. I said, but don't you think that is perfect for me? And he goes, oh shit. Yeah. And he's like, that is. So he said he contacted David about it, and I had to send. I don't forget it was Turek. I don't remember. I had to send like headshots of myself so they could see me and all this stuff, and then I got the news that the scene got cut.
Oh,
yeah, like they decided to go with a different ending. They never shot it.
Oh,
so, yeah. So it was like in the works to happen. And then they was like, oh, well, they're going in a different direction. And once the movie comes out and everything, and everybody's seen it, I'll say what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I shouldn't say, even though I haven't signed anything because I haven't been on set or anything. But I'm not a spoiler guy.
Right.
No.
Probably when that happened, that was probably when the conventions were really starting to kick up with after COVID and everything too. So you're probably all over the place.
Yeah, I didn't get to even visit set because during the filming of Ends, they were crazy hardcore with the COVID stuff, like no visitors. Like James Jude's fiance couldn't even come to set, and she was there. She was like staying at the hotel with him, but she couldn't even visit. I mean, they were being hardcore. If you're not supposed to be here working, you're not invited. So,
goddamn.
Gotcha.
We're mad excited. Any other questions, my guys?
Yeah, because we won't take up too much more of your time. I mean, you get. Yeah, I know.
Is there anything
tired.
you want to promote, Sean, or anything further?
Any questions for us?
Quiz, do you have a get off my lawn that you provide before you go?
Let me think about that.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm bringing a beer. I'll stop doing that.
This happened to me 2 nights ago. I was 3 nights ago. 3 nights ago? I don't know. It was when we were coming back from filming all day. Adam and I stopped at a gas station to fill up, and I had to piss real bad. And I ran in, and literally as I'm walking in the door, there's 2 girls kind of like holding it, like going like this, going, please, can't we use the bathroom? And they're like, sorry, they're basically saying, it's bathroom's not for customers. And they had a sign on the bathroom. So, no restroom for customers or something. And they're like, well, where do you guys pee? You tell me you don't have a bathroom. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm here, I'm buying some snacks and a drink. We're filling up. Can't even use the bathroom, Really? I mean, come on, man. And I said they had a security, it's in a sketchy area that we stopped, and they had like a security guard in there. And he kind of walks up and he's standing there like this, listening to the conversation I'm having with the 2 employees. And I'm like, I look at the guy, I go, do you frown on people urinating behind the building? And he goes, yes, you can go to jail for that. I mean, he was like, no humor at all. And I was just like,
fucking douchebag.
Hey, I got arrested for that once.
I mean, it's like, you know what? You did? You got arrested?
I know you're a punk rock fan. I was down in South Jersey because I used to live in Jersey. I'm in Pennsylvania now, and I was going to see The Damned.
Yeah.
At a place in Long Branch, and I lived about 2 hours away, and we were drinking before we went down. Responsible driver. I wasn't driving. And by the time we got down there from all the Jersey traffic on the Turnpike and the Parkway, I was ready to piss my pants. So I'm like, I'm going here. And just as it was in the alleyway across the street from the bar, seeing the cop go by, and all of a sudden I see him roll back slowly. I'm like, oh, shit. I felt like George Costanza in Steinfeld when he's peeing in the friggin'.
Did he actually arrest you?
Public urination, man, huh?
He threw me in the back. We put the handcuffs on and everything, and fortunately I had a PBA card from my uncle and all that stuff, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. So I was able to still go to the show, but it was a $250 fine and a court appearance.
Damn.
And it was fun too. I'm standing up in court, and everybody's like, so what happened? Urinating in public, and everybody's like in the courtroom laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oops.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's everybody has to do it. Nobody wants to do it in public.
Right.
It's like a last resort thing.
Yeah, I would have went inside the place, but it was a long line. People were waiting to get into the show, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be on that line for 45 minutes. I'm like, it's not going to hold out for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You're trying to hide, seriously. Come on.
Yeah, it wasn't in the middle of the road. It was an alley.
I'm not going, hey, kids, come watch this.
Better start investing in some adult Pampers, folks.
I'll tell you what, dude. The older I get, the harder it gets to hold it. And I infamously am like a big soda guy, where I got like the ginormous soda all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
liter cola.
I mean, when I went to grab this, I peed. That's what took me so long. I was like, you know what, I gotta pee.
That's why I've been sipping this. Guess I'm like, otherwise I'm gonna have to go pee.
The big gulp.
Yeah, the older you get, the more you know where every bathroom is. Everywhere in a driving distance, I'm like, oh, there's a bathroom there. I can stop at it if I need to go to the bathroom.
And honestly, that's one. It's funny. We were talking about this last night. I was saying how much I hate LA versus Orange County, and it's because LA, it's so tight and like narrow streets. You can never find parking. Where Orange County is much more open, parking everywhere. And LA, no public restrooms. Good luck finding a public restroom in LA. I mean, unless they're super strict about it. Like you have to be a patron. Like if a restaurant has a bathroom, you better be eating there, you know? You usually can't walk into a McDonald's in Los Angeles and just go to the bathroom. They usually have codes or tokens that you have to get it from the employee because of the homeless problem is really bad. I mean, I get it, but it's always been like that. Before the homeless problem was bad, it was always like that. It's just gotten much worse because of the homeless problem. But in Orange County, almost every place has a public restroom. I mean, you can stop almost anywhere and go to the bathroom. But the go-to, worst case scenario, there's almost a Target everywhere. Target always has a bathroom. You know what I mean?
Right by the entrances.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Walmart's too. Yep.
They don't ask you if you're buying shit or nothing.
No, you can just go in there. I do a lot of work in New York City, and New York City's the same way. It's like if you have to pee in the middle of New York City, you better be going into a store and buying something because you're not going to be able to go anywhere. They won't let you do it.
Yeah, I'm notorious because here in San Antonio, there's like at least 8 to 10 Targets in this vicinity of 1604 where I live, and I do these Target runs, man, and them restrooms sure do come in fucking handy, man. I'm telling you. So
the Target runs for toys.
Yeah, for collectibles, yes.
Yeah.
Most of our Targets
we can't call them toys. We can't call them toys in front of my girlfriend, Sean. We can't
Adult
call them
collectibles.
Adult. There you go. There you go.
Oh, every time I get another Myers thing that's like a doll, I'm like, no, it's a figure. No, she's like, it's a doll. I'm like, it's a figure. It's an action figure. My wife's like, it's a doll.
It's like the last American Virgin argument, right?
Like, so what toys?
Not last American Virgin. 40-year-old virgin.
40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, that's right. Steve Austin. Man, I swear. That's funny.
Well, this has been great. We don't want to keep you any longer because I know you got to be tired.
I am tired and I'm hungry. I gotta get some dinner.
Go eat. Yep.
Get some dinner. I'm gonna go to bed.
Hey,
awesome.
Thanks for spending time with us. Thanks for spending time talking to you and Nate, a couple weeks ago in Cincy. That was awesome.
No, thank you for the apple danishes.
Brett, he's your beer distributor.
The people that I don't know if I'm going to be getting any more apple danishes, but apple Danish is fine. I don't need a box of like 6 danishes. I've got people been bringing me boxes of danishes. I'm like, I can't eat this many danishes. 1 Danish is good. 1.
I think the Everscape gave you a whole bunch. I just gave him I think 2. I didn't know.
You gave me 2, but somebody in Connecticut. I have to say, the dude in Connecticut, I didn't review them because I was just too fucking busy. But last weekend in Connecticut, a guy brought me a box of the danishes were this big, and they were from a bakery. They were the bomb, but they were huge. I mean, I could only eat half of one, and I gave one. I kind of gave them out. I think I gave one to one of the Anthrax guys. I don't remember, but yeah, they didn't go to waste. But I was like, fuck, man. I'm like, what am I gonna do with all these danishes? I can't take them home. I'm gonna put them in my suitcase. Come on,
Just give them out.
Keep on bringing more and more stuff back, whether it's danishes, beer. I don't know.
I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that people are bringing me anything, but it's like, damn. I think I'm good on the danishes. I did try the because everybody was messaging me when the McDonald's announcement about they were going to do the throwback Danish, but it's a cheese Danish.
Right.
I found one and I had it, and I mean the outside part of it reminded me of the old apple Danish. As soon as you get to the cheese part, I didn't like it. So
danishes, I always think of fruit. I don't think of cheese as much. That's just
I don't even know what it really is. I mean, it's not like cheese. I don't know. They call it cheese Danish, but it's like a cream. It's like it's almost like a pudding.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not. I don't like it.
Lactose intolerant people
doesn't
beware.
sound right. Doesn't sound right.
Shit your pants after eating a fucking cheese Danish. But no,
Slide right out.
For me personally, man, it's been an honor. I'll continue to keep an eye out for you at the conventions. As long as I'm able to stay employed and have money and go to these things, I'm just keep enjoying them as much as I can. So me and my family love it, man. We love it.
Custard. That's what Frank says. Custard. That's right. That's what that's.
Oh, it's like a custard, right?
I do like custard. I do like custard. Well, I like custard, like the ice cream custard. I like that. But I think, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Krispy Kreme donuts with custard. Those are delicious.
Those are good, like a Boston cream.
Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
I just laugh. I see we're hitting from all parts of the country here. Just California, freaking Illinois.
Now, where's everybody at?
I'm in northeastern Pennsylvania. I'm on the Jersey border.
And you? Over-caffeinated collector?
I am in San Antonio, Texas.
And you're Chicago?
Chicago, that's right.
Okay. That's right. And the other dude he's Texas also, right?
Yeah.
He's here in San Antonio as well.
So we got 3 time zones going.
We're planning to be a group with the official H45 whenever that's announced. That'll be,
Yeah, we'll all be out
announced. What's going on? I don't know anything about that.
No.
Don't know nothing.
He's been working it up until this moment. Right now.
We won't keep
him right where we want him. We got him right where we want him. Right here.
We'll see what happens. Maybe that'll happen. Who knows?
Okay, I'll fight somebody for VIP.
The weekend that you anticipate, not really, I'm sure.
What's that?
No, I was saying the weekend that you anticipate, don't anticipate. I know that's a lot of work, that show, more than ever, probably.
Yeah, I'm in the... Oh, no, I'm not going to say anything. Anyway. Away.
Shit.
I don't know nothing about that. Anyway.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sean, for coming on. Much appreciated. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, take care and see you guys soon.
Take care, man.
Right on.
See
ya.
How fucking awesome was that, my guys? Fuck.
Yeah.
Very, very cool, man. And I'm glad he stayed as long as he did. I could see he was getting tired because I know he had that long trip.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. We're all trying to be. Where's the best way we can exit it out for him?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why
he doesn't want to be rude too.
No, it's absolutely not. He's a super duper guy.
I will say that I thoroughly think he enjoyed the questions. I think he had a swell fucking time, and in that, I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy.
And we're sorry if anybody commented in there. Towards
the
end.
We just let's see who was up in the comments. Sorry, guys, because we were just enamored with him and asking questions. I apologize.
Yeah, we're learning. We're learning. We're getting there.
Awesome to see Sean on the channel. Great hearing him. Yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And
there's no wrong in this, fellas. There's no wrong in this.
Well, I know he probably hadn't tried those beers yet that I gave him, because otherwise he probably would have said something like, "What the hell are you doing, trying to poison me?"
Frank's going for my. Oh God, I have this. I can't stand this. Bikers who ride the center of the lanes to get to the head of the traffic light. I want to go.
You guys see that probably in Jersey and Pennsylvania
all the time, dude. I want to get that, kick it right in the fucking dick. I swear to God.
They look at you like you're the asshole.
Like we're the assholes. I'm like, fucking ass. And I used to have a motorcycle years ago, and I never pulled that shit, man. I fucking hated people that did that. I always loved the one scene. Did you ever see Armed and Dangerous with John Candy?
Yes.
When he's driving through and the guy opens the door and he takes the fucking door off.
Yes. Man.
You know where I went yesterday, guys? I forgot to tell you. You guys would find this cool. You guys follow David Portnoy, the guy that reviews pizzas from Barstool Sports?
Yeah. The Barstool.
So he was here in Chicago doing a pizza review on this place called the Stop-A-Long. And it's towards the city. It's on Milwaukee Avenue, just near downtown Chicago. But it's mostly an 80s retro pizza bar with a whole bunch of 80s video games and pictures and stuff. So after we ran the 5K, we went to it yesterday. And just all those old sit-down games. You remember those, Pat?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Like you're playing across from one another?
Yeah, across from one another.
Yes.
And the pizza was all like wood-fired pizza. Oh, so good. And they had like 25 beers on tap. Oh, man. Anyway.
Did it have a good flop? Good flop there, buddy? Good flop.
Thanks for stopping in, Morbid.
Yeah,
good flop. Yeah.
Only eat a cheese pizza. That's the the line.
I meant to ask Sean, because when he was at Chiller Theater, he reviewed a whole bunch of the places there in New Haven, Connecticut, which I guess New Haven's like one of the pizza capitals of the world. So
I gotta
get over there.
I've never been there, but I hear that.
I hear it too. Anyway.
I'm a big fan of those pizza reviews, man.
Thanks,
I fucking get a kick out of them, man. They're great.
Dude, so yeah, this was fun, guys. I'm glad.
This was a blast. Yeah, it was nice that he took the time to come on and stayed on as long as he did. Because when he first came on, I was going to say, you tell us if you got a half hour. You got 15 minutes. So, because I know he's busy. But, I mean, we had him on for almost 2 hours. That was awesome of him.
Yeah, I'll message him later and stuff. It just, it's good stuff. he's got to have to do a show, I'd assume, in the next week or two with Chris. I would assume, just with ends coming out, that would only think that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I would think something would come up.
To get off my lawn stuff.
I don't know if I know exactly what you mean, Frank, because I'm not far from you. I'm a Jersey boy.
Taylor Ham.
Taylor Ham. There's a great debate. Do you guys ever have Taylor Ham?
I've heard of Taylor Ham.
Yeah,
but I've never had it,
there's a debate between Northern New Jersey and South Jersey over what to call it, because it's North Jersey, where I'm from, we call it Taylor Ham. South Jersey calls it pork roll. Because Taylor Ham is actually the name of the company that makes what they call a pork roll. So if you're down South Jersey and you want like what I call it from up north, you want a Taylor Ham egg and cheese sandwich, you got to say pork roll egg and cheese.
Got it.
So there's a big divide between the top and bottom of the state.
That was in a movie somewhere. That debate was in a movie.
Was it?
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm gonna get back to you on that because I've heard that debate before.
And somewhere I saw, who the hell fucking posted it, that there was a Taylor Ham ice cream.
Ooh.
I was like, oh God. I'm like, that is nasty. I can't remember where I saw somebody post it. I was like, what? Nasty stuff.
We'll find out. It was either like on a cooking show, like Andrew Zimmern or some shit like that. There was a big debate on TV about that. I can't remember, but
because it was funny. Because I remember, like the first time I heard them say it when I was down South Jersey one time, and they were like, "Oh, pork roll." I'm like, "Pork roll? What the fuck is that?" I'm like, "It sounds like something dirty you do in like a snuff film." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?
Pork
roll?
roll?
Fucking pork roll." Like, "Oh, you're from Northern Jersey. I forgot Taylor Ham." I said, "Oh, okay, makes sense."
Was that some kind of derogatory thing? What the fuck? Like,
it just sounds so wrong. Like, yeah, put some pork roll on that sandwich. It's like, what?
Put some fucking pork roll on my fucking roll.
Sorry, probably. If we have anybody from South Jersey or the Philly area, they're probably just like, yeah, they're probably putting a hit out on me now for that one.
See, that's when you know they put a hit out on you. That's when you know. I'm watching The Sopranos. Oh my gosh.
Well, the only thing we didn't do is we could do it quickly. Our Scream Queen thing, just if you want to do it. Because we didn't. That'd be the only thing we didn't have left. We did ask Sean. We got his input, which is awesome. And Michael, I know where Michael was going. I mean, I love Emma Roberts. I love her in all the different seasons of American Horror Story. I thought she was fantastic. But I'm very biased. I love my Vera Farmiga, man. One of my favorite shows, man, was Bates Motel. I love that show. And she was fantastic in it. I mean, The Conjuring, she was great, too. I mean, she's just really, really good in everything she's done. She's been fantastic. So I'd definitely give it to her. I mean, down the road, Emma Roberts could do so a little bit more. Oh, Brett, you're on mute.
Thank you. For me, Emma Roberts hasn't done nearly as much as Vera. So I give it to, like you were saying with Bates Motel. Man, I was on mute. Damn it.
Yeah, she was. She was in American Horror Story. It's pretty much her. I think that's really the main thing that got her kicked off. I think it was American Horror Story.
Yeah. No, I like kind of like the verses. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brett. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Joe, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying that I like the selection for them versus each other because you got kind of like the younger versus the older. I've been on kind of like an older lady kick recently. Like, like going up for the older ladies. But no, in terms of, acting, like, of course, if you look at the movies that they've done, she's, Vera's been in more movies and done more shit. But overall, I think as an actress, I think she's just better. It's not nothing against Emma. She comes from an acting family. Her dad is amazing. Her
dad's great.
And her aunt's amazing. Her family would win in an argument, perhaps, but not her individually against Vera. So I'm a big Conjuring fan, and I love her. And Running Scared with Paul Walker. If you haven't seen it, it was a remake. Movie. Dude, that scene in the laundry room. With Vera, oh dude, that's so sexy.
Is that a remake of the original Running Scared?
Yes, it's a
Gregory Hines movie.
Gregory Hines.
Yeah, no, not the.
It's a remake.
I don't know. Is it a remake?
The Gregory
Hines Running Scared was Gregory Hines.
Chicago cop movie. That's the only.
Yeah.
Chicago here. So
that's the one I know. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is. Man, that one with Paul Walker. But there's a scene in the laundry room. You can YouTube it or whatever. It's Vera. Oh my. I'm a gotta behave. Sorry, honey.
And, well, and if anybody hasn't seen that, wow, is that a shockingly shooting violent film too, right?
Oh yeah, dude. That movie's fucked up. That movie's really fucked up. You know what happens to the little kid and everything?
Awesome, Keith. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Halloween Daily News. We'll see.
Oh yeah,
Our-
he's on there, right? I thought I recognized that name.
Yep. He'll be on there tomorrow night. Awesome. And actually, if I know Frank's a collector, is he not? Frank, you're a collector, right?
At least from what I see on the shows and
From what I see on the show and what you've talked about. If you ever like to come on and show your collection, it'd be great.
Collector spotlight.
Unfortunately, in that David Arquette line when he was at Monster Mania, I would like to have met him, but I'm sure somewhere down the road make something happen.
Man.
Awesome.
But yeah, maybe we should call. I get upstairs and handle the 8-9-year-old, 7-8-year-old because they should be going to bed soon. So
yeah, I hear my daughter must have come home. She was out having something to eat with a friend, and my daughter weighs about 80 pounds soaking wet, but it's like a woolly mammoth walking above me because she's got like the heaviest fucking feet.
Dude, my kid too, man. They fucking dumb.
You know why? Because I tell my daughter, I go, because when you walk and as you're walking, she walks with a heel.
Yes.
So it's so fucking. I'm like, I always know it's her. It's like a freaking. I'm waiting to see my glass move like in fucking Jurassic Park. You see the water shake.
Bro, I'm not kidding you. I literally yelled at her last night for fucking walking like that. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you so heavy-footed? Why are you? She's like, what? I'm just walking. What's your problem?
Oh yeah.
I'm
What do you mean? I'm just walking. I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, you know what? You guys have daughters. Okay, so this happened last night. We were in a nearby suburban town. Wheaton, actually, where Andy Matichak briefly lived. She played soccer here. So anyways, a side note, we were in that town, and we went to get ice cream. There's a famous ice cream place in this town. And it was homecoming night, right? And my wife seeing all these girls dressed up, all skimpy, not wearing too much. And my wife looks at me and is like, we're going to have this problem, you know. I'm
yes, you are.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dude. I'm very fortunate because my daughter, she dresses pretty conservatively. Like, she doesn't go too crazy. But that's the older one. My younger one, the 12-year-old, she's the one that likes to dress all, provocative and all this shit. I'm just like,
it does the selfie stuff.
Yeah, TikTok and all that trash, man. Oh my god, dude.
So Frank, anytime you want to come on, reach out to Brett, myself.
Yeah, Frank, that'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. Unless you keep it in
the
the closet.
You and Darren are great. It's Joe, I'm glad you joined after I sent you that.
Right away.
If you haven't watched their stuff, Joe, check it out.
Great stuff. The Soda Lamp podcast is awesome.
You send me stuff like that, it fucks me out because I stop what I'm doing.
Whoa, I'm going to show my collection in the next few weeks if that's cool. I also have a big surprise coming. Rob, are you going to wear a mask or are we going to actually see what you look like?
Hello, stranger.
No, Joe, because Darren and Frank, like, they do have jobs, so most of their stuff, unless they're live, is like short, maybe 30-minute things. But to go back and watch some of the stuff,
dude, no, that's what I'm saying is like when you introduce new content to me, it's like everything stops and I go straight to it and I'm just like a hoarder. Like I can't get enough of it, man. It's like damn it.
Like us, they're fans, man. You know, they're just they're fans.
That's it. We're all fans. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes this all fun. You know, it's
My wife usually does it, but my daughter friggin' wakes me up, man, with those friggin' hoofs. Holy shit.
God damn. I could talk about that for hours, dude.
Today's actually National Daughters Day.
It is.
Oh, boy.
It is.
My wife. Like the Borat.
Very nice. Very nice.
My wife.
Sexy time. And my Pamela.
No,
Okay. Guys,
escort away. My ins mask is coming.
My wife will probably cut me off very soon.
Yeah, actually, we'll call it. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thanks for everybody joining. Hope everybody enjoyed it. It was great having Sean
Rob,
on.
Frank, Keith.
Yeah, awesome for joining in. Go check out the Slaughter Lamb movie podcast. It's freaking awesome. I'm definitely enjoying all the things you didn't know about Halloween part of it. It's awesome. Go back and check that out. It's been really cool. So what we can do is we'll all group and talk during the week, and we'll figure out what we're going to do for next week.
Ooh,
and
last thing, did anybody get an ends mask yet? I meant to ask. Nobody.
No.
Dude, I was gonna ask. I can't find. They're nowhere here.
Mine from Matt Arts is coming tomorrow, guys. So.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna order mine from Matt. He said they sold out, so I'll wait till he gets them in, and I'll give him the business because I'm not in any rush to get it. It's not a big deal to me.
No. Anyways, okay.
All right, guys. So thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks again to Sean Clark. It was awesome. And I will talk to all you guys during the week, and we'll figure out what we're going to do.
All right, guys.
Good night, guys.
Take
Great
care.
time, guys.
Good night, guys.
Take care.